Hey there, you made it. I'm so happy you're here with me tonight. I bet you're all cozy, maybe snuggled up under a soft blanket, feeling warm and safe. Or maybe you're a little wild, with one leg sticking out from under the covers because you like to feel the cool air. That's okay, I like that. It's fun to be a little different, isn't it? I want you to close your eyes for a moment and just breathe. In and out, nice and slow. Can you feel how soft your pillow is? Or maybe you hear a little sound like the hum of your house or the quiet outside. Wherever you are, I'm glad you're here, ready to listen to a story that's going to feel like a warm hug. Before we start, I want to ask you something. It's a little question just for fun. Where are you listening from right now? Are you in your bedroom all tucked in? Or maybe you're somewhere else like a car or a cozy couch, and what time is it where you are? Is it late at night with stars outside your window? Or maybe it's early and you're just resting for a bit. I love hearing your answers, it's like getting a little note from a friend. I read them when I'm up way too late, like a sleepy raccoon with a cup of tea, just smiling at all the places you're listening from. Tonight, we're going to talk about something special. It's called Why Medieval Winters Were Brutal. That word, medieval, just means a long, long time ago when people lived in a very different way. Back then, winters weren't like the winters we know today. They weren't just cold, they were heavy, quiet, and stayed for a long time, like a guest who doesn't leave. Let's get comfy now. Maybe pull your blanket a little closer or wiggle your toes to feel nice and snug. Close your eyes if you want, and let's imagine a world so different from ours. A world where winter wasn't just a chilly day or two. It was a big, cold season that changed everything. The air was icy, the ground was hard, and people had to work hard to stay warm. But don't worry, this story is going to be soft and gentle, like a lullaby. It's going to help you feel calm and ready to drift off to sleep. Imagine you're in a little house a long time ago. The house is made of wood and mud with a roof of straw. It's not fancy like our houses today with heaters and bright lights. It's simple, but it's cozy in its own way. Outside, the snow is falling soft and quiet, covering the ground like a big white blanket. The wind makes a little whistling sound, like it's singing a song just for you. Inside, there's a fire in the corner, crackling and popping, sending little sparks up into the air. It's warm, but not too warm, because the cold is always trying to sneak in through the cracks in the walls. People back then didn't have all the things we have now. They didn't have electric blankets or hot cocoa and a microwave. They had to work hard every day, even in winter, to keep their houses warm and their bellies full. But they found ways to make it nice. They'd sit by the fire, tell stories, and listen to the wind. They'd wrap themselves in wool blankets, maybe share a bed with their family to stay warm. It was a hard life, but it was also kind of beautiful, in a quiet, simple way. Let's think about that for a moment. Picture yourself in that little house with the snow outside and the fire glowing. Can you see it? The way the light from the fire dances on the walls, making soft shadows. The way the air smells like wood smoke and maybe a little bit of bread baking. It's a different world, but it's cozy in its own way. And tonight, we're going to explore that world together, step by step, in a slow, sleepy way. I want you to feel like you're there in that little village a long time ago. The winter is all around you, but you're safe and warm. Maybe you're imagining a soft blanket, or maybe you're thinking about the stars outside shining in the cold sky. Wherever you are, I'm right here with you, telling you this story. My voice is soft, like a whisper, and it's going to carry you into a calm, peaceful place. Let's go back to that question I asked. Where are you right now? Maybe you're in a big city with cars outside and lights everywhere. Or maybe you're in a quiet town where the only sound is the wind, or maybe a dog barking far away. And what time is it? Is it bedtime, or are you just taking a little break? I love thinking about all the places you might be. It makes me feel like we're all connected, even though we're far apart. Like we're all sitting by the same fire, sharing this story. Winters back then were tough, The cold wasn't just something you felt, it was something you lived with every day. The snow could pile up so high it covered the doors. The wind could blow so hard it shook the walls, but people found ways to make it okay. They'd light their fires, huddle close, and wait for the spring. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, how they lived, how they stayed warm, and how they slept, even when the world outside was so cold. I want you to imagine a little village, maybe in a place like England or France 1,000 years ago. The houses are small, with smoke curling up from their chimneys. The fields are covered in snow, and the trees look like they're wearing white coats. Everything is quiet because winter makes the world slow down. People don't run around like we do today. They move slowly, saving their energy, keeping warm. They know the cold is strong, but they're strong too in their own way. Let's take another deep breath together. In and out, nice and slow. Can you feel your body getting heavier, like it's sinking into your bed? That's good. That's what we want. This story is going to be long and gentle, like a soft song that helps you relax. We're going to talk about how people lived in those cold, brutal winters, but we're going to do it in a way that feels cozy and safe. Picture that little house again, the one with the straw roof and the fire in the corner. Inside, there's a family just like yours or mine. They're tired from a long day of work, but they're together, and that makes everything better. They might be eating a warm bowl of soup, or maybe they're just sitting quietly listening to the fire. The cold is outside, but inside, it's warm and safe. I love thinking about you wherever you are. Are you in a big bed with lots of pillows, or maybe you're on a couch with a blanket pulled up to your chin? What time is it where you are? Is it dark outside with the moon shining, or maybe it's still light and you're just resting for a bit? I like to imagine all the different places you might be all the different times. It's like we're all part of one big story connected by this moment. Back in medieval times, winter was a big deal. It wasn't just a season, it was like a visitor that stayed for months. The cold would come and settle in like a heavy blanket over the whole world. People had to work hard to keep it out. They'd stuff rags in the cracks of their walls to stop the wind. They'd pile wood by the fire to keep it burning all night. And when they went to bed, they'd curl up close, sharing warmth with their family or even their animals. Let's imagine that village again. The snow is falling, soft and slow, like feathers from the sky. The houses are dark, except for the glow of fires inside. Everyone is getting ready for bed, moving slowly like they're already half asleep. The world feels quiet, peaceful, even though the cold is so strong. It's a strange kind of beauty, isn't it? The way the winter makes everything still. I want you to feel that stillness now. Let your body relax, let your shoulders drop. You don't have to do anything right now except listen. My voice is here, soft and steady, like the wind outside that little house. We're going to take our time exploring this world together. We're going to talk about how people lived, how they worked, how they slept, all in this cold, brutal winter. Let's go back to that question one more time. Where are you listening from? Maybe you're in a place with snow like the village we're imagining. Or maybe you're somewhere warm where winter is just a story. And what time is it? Is it late with the world all quiet? Or is it earlier and you're just taking a moment to rest? I love thinking about you out there listening to this story. It makes me feel like we're sitting together by that fire, sharing a moment. Winters back then were hard, but they were also kind of special. People learned to live with the cold to make it part of their lives. They didn't have all the things we have now, like heaters or cars or grocery stores. They had to rely on themselves, on their families, on their little village. And somehow that made things simpler. They didn't worry about emails or homework or all the things we worry about today. They just focused on staying warm, staying fed, and getting through the winter. Let's picture that house again. The fire is burning low now, just a soft glow. The family inside is getting ready for bed. They're tired, but they're happy because they're together. The cold is outside, but inside it's warm and safe. Can you feel that? The way the fire makes everything soft and cozy, even though the world outside is so cold. I want you to imagine you're there in that house, wrapped in a blanket. The straw under you is a little scratchy, but it's okay. The fire is warm and the air smells like smoke and bread. You can hear the wind outside, but it's far away like a song. You're safe, you're warm, and you're ready to listen to this story. We're going to talk about so many things tonight. How people lived in those cold winters, how they kept their houses warm and their bellies full, how they slept even when the nights were long and the air was icy. It's going to be a slow, gentle story like a river flowing softly. You don't have to think too hard or do anything. Just listen and let my voice carry you along. Let's take another moment to think about you. Where are you right now? Are you in a big city with lights all around, or maybe a small town where everything's quiet? And what time is it? Is it bedtime, or are you just resting for a bit? I love imagining all the places you might be. It's like we're all part of one big family, sharing this story together. Winters in medieval times were tough, but they had a kind of magic too. The snow made everything quiet, like the world was holding its breath. People would sit by their fires, telling stories or just listening to the silence. They'd wrap themselves in blankets, maybe share a bed with their brothers or sisters or even a cat. It was a hard life, but it was also warm in its own way because people were close to each other. Let's imagine that village one more time. The snow is deep now, covering the ground like a big, soft blanket. The houses are small, with smoke rising from their chimneys. Inside, people are getting ready for bed, moving slowly like they're already dreaming. The fire is burning, the wind is singing, and the world feels calm. I want you to feel that calm now. Let your body sink into your bed or your couch. Let your breathing slow down nice and easy. You don't have to do anything except listen. This story is for you to help you feel cozy and safe. We're going to talk about those medieval winters, about how people lived and slept and dreamed. And we're going to do it in a way that feels like a warm, soft blanket wrapping around you. Let's think about that question again. Where are you listening from? Maybe you're in a place with snow like the village we're talking about. Or maybe you're somewhere warm where winter is just a story. And what time is it? Is it dark outside with stars in the sky? Or is it still light and you're just taking a moment to rest? I love thinking about you out there listening to this story. It makes me feel like we're all together, sharing this moment. Winters back then were brutal, but they were also beautiful in their own way. The cold made people slow down, made them appreciate the warmth of a fire or the softness of a blanket. They didn't have all the things we have now, but they had each other, and that was enough. They'd sit together, talk together, sleep together, and somehow that made the winter feel less scary. Let's picture that house again. The fire is glowing, the family is close, and the snow is falling outside. It's a simple world, but it's cozy. The cold is strong, but the warmth inside is stronger. Can you feel it? The way the fire makes everything soft and safe, even though the winter is so cold. I want you to feel that safety now. Let your eyes get heavy, let your body relax. My voice is here, soft and steady like the wind outside that little house. We're going to take our time telling this story together. We're going to talk about how people lived in those cold winters, how they stayed warm, how they slept. And it's going to be a gentle, sleepy story just for you. One last time, let's think about you. Where are you right now? Are you in a bedroom with a soft pillow under your head? Or maybe you're somewhere else like a car or a cozy chair. And what time is it? Is it late with the world all quiet? Or is it earlier and you're just taking a moment to rest? I love imagining all the places you might be, all the times you might be listening. It makes this story feel special, like it's just for you. Now let's settle in for real. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Let your breathing slow down, let your body feel heavy. We're going to talk about why medieval winters were brutal, but we're going to do it in a way that feels soft and cozy. We're going to imagine that little village with its snowy fields and smoky chimneys. We're going to think about the people who lived there, how they worked and slept and dreamed. And we're going to do it all in a slow, gentle way, like a lullaby. So get comfy, pull your blanket close, wiggle your toes, and let's begin. The winter is waiting, but it's not scary. It's just a story, and I'm here to tell it to you. Let's drift into that world together, nice and slow, and see what it's like to live in a medieval winter. Imagine a small village, tucked in a quiet valley, maybe in England or France 1,000 years ago. It's a cold, frosty morning, and the air feels sharp, like a little pinch on your cheeks. The ground is hard, covered with a thin layer of frost that sparkles in the weak sunlight. Winter in this world a long, long time ago wasn't like our winters today. There were no electric heaters to make your room toasty, no radiators humming softly in the corner, no big bright lights to chase away the dark. The cold was everywhere. It slipped into your breath, making little clouds in the air. It crept into your bones, making them feel heavy. It even sneaked into your dreams, whispering of snow and ice. The houses in this village are simple. They're made of wood and mud, with walls that feel cold to the touch. The roofs are covered with straw, tied together like a big, cozy hat for the house. But sometimes, when the snow melts, a little water drips through the straw, making tiny puddles on the floor. The wind loves to find its way inside, too. It whistles through the cracks in the walls, like a soft, endless lullaby that sings you to sleep. It's not a loud sound, just a gentle one, like the world is breathing with you. People back then lived close to the land. They didn't have grocery stores or cars or big machines. They grew their own food in the fields, like wheat for bread or vegetables for soup. They took care of animals like goats and chickens that gave them milk and eggs. When winter came, everything slowed down. The fields were quiet, covered in snow. The animals stayed in their sheds, huddled together to keep warm. The days were short, with the sun peeking out for just a little while. The nights were long, stretching on, filled with darkness and cold. The cold was like a friend who never left, always there, wrapping around you like a heavy blanket. Let's picture this village a little more. Close your eyes if you want and imagine you're standing there. The snow is all around, soft and white, like a big pile of fluffy feathers. The houses are small, with smoke curling up from their chimneys. The smoke smells like burning wood, warm and earthy, mixing with the crisp, cold air. The trees around the village are bare, their branches reaching up like skinny arms to the gray sky. Everything is quiet, so quiet you can hear your own breathing. It's a peaceful kind of quiet, the kind that makes you want to yawn and snuggle deeper into your blanket. The people in this village didn't have all the things we have now. They didn't have phones or computers or TVs. They didn't have soft, fluffy beds with lots of pillows. Their lives were simple, but they were full of little moments that felt special. They'd sit by the fire at night, watching the flames dance. They'd tell stories or sing soft songs, their voices mixing with the sound of the wind. They'd wrap themselves in wool blankets, rough but warm, and share the heat with their family. The cold was hard, but it brought them closer together, like a big hug from the winter itself. Let's think about that cold for a moment. It wasn't like the cold we feel when we step outside for a minute. It was a deep cold, the kind that stays with you. If you went outside, your fingers would get numb and your nose would feel like ice. Your breath would puff out in little clouds, floating away like tiny ghosts. Inside, the houses weren't much warmer. The fire was the only thing that kept the cold away, but it couldn't reach every corner. The walls were chilly, the floor was hard, and sometimes you could see your breath even inside. But the people didn't mind too much. They were used to it. They knew how to live with the winter, how to make it part of their day. The village was small, maybe just a few houses gathered together. There was a little path winding between them, now covered in snow. The path led to a well where people got their water, even when the water was so cold it hurt their hands. Nearby there was a barn or a shed for the animals, where goats and chickens stayed safe from the wind. The animals were important, you know. They gave milk, eggs, and sometimes wool for blankets. The people took care of them, even in the cold, because they were part of the family, too. Let's imagine one of those houses. It's small, with just one big room inside. The floor is made of dirt, packed down hard so it's smooth. There's a fire in the middle, built in a little pit with a hole in the roof to let the smoke out. The fire is the heart of the house, warm and glowing, sending little sparks up into the air. Around the fire there are a few things: a wooden stool, a table, maybe a basket of firewood. The walls are rough, made of mud and sticks, with bits of straw sticking out. There's a door, but it's not very tight, so the wind sneaks in, making a soft whistling sound. It's not a fancy house, but it's home, and it feels safe. The people in this village worked hard, even in winter. They had to keep the fire going, so they'd carry wood from a pile outside, their hands red from the cold. They'd check on the animals, making sure they had straw to sleep on and food to eat. They'd cook simple meals like soup or bread, using whatever they had saved from the summer. Everything they did was slow and careful because the cold made you move slowly. It was like the winter was telling them to take their time, to rest, to be still. The days were short, you see. The sun would rise late, peeking over the hills like a shy friend. It would stay for just a little while, maybe a few hours, before sinking back down, leaving the world dark again. The nights were long, so long they felt like forever. The darkness wrapped around the village like a big soft blanket, making everything quiet. People didn't stay up late like we do with lights and screens. They went to bed early because the dark told them it was time to rest. Let's picture that village at night. The snow is falling now, soft and slow, covering everything in white. The houses are dark except for the glow of fires inside. The air is so cold you can feel it in your chest when you breathe. But it's not scary. It's peaceful, like the world is asleep. The stars are out, twinkling in the sky, so bright because the air is clear and cold. The wind sings its lullaby, a soft, low sound that makes you feel sleepy. Can you hear it, that gentle whistle, like a song just for you? The people in this village were strong, even though their lives were hard. They knew how to live with the cold, how to make it okay. They wrapped their feet in rags to keep them warm. They'd pile straw on their beds to make them softer. They'd sit close to the fire, sharing stories or just being quiet together. The winter was brutal, but it was also part of their world, like the sun or the rain. They didn't fight it. They lived with it day by day, night by night. Let's think about that fire again. It's the most important thing in the house. It's not just for warmth, it's for cooking, for light, for keeping the family together. The flames are small, but they're steady like a heartbeat. The wood crackles and pops, sending little sparks up to the roof. The smoke curls up, finding its way out through the hole in the straw. The fire makes the room feel alive, like it's breathing with the family. It's a cozy feeling, even though the cold is always there, waiting outside. The people didn't have much, but they had enough. They had food they grew themselves, like barley for soup or apples they saved from the fall. They had animals that gave them milk or eggs. They had each other, and that was the most important thing. They'd sit together in the evening, maybe mending clothes or carving a piece of wood. They'd talk about the day, or maybe they'd just listen to the fire. It was a simple life, but it was full of little moments that felt warm and good. Let's imagine you're in that village now. You're standing outside one of those houses, looking at the snow. It's soft and fluffy, like a big pile of cotton. The air is cold, but you're wrapped in a wool cloak, so you feel okay. You can hear the wind, soft and low, like a whisper. You can see the glow of the fire through a crack in the door, warm and inviting. You know that inside there's a family getting ready for the night. They're tired, but they're happy because they're together. The winter made everything different. It made the days short and the nights long. It made the work harder because the cold slowed you down, but it also made things special. It made the fire feel warmer, the blankets feel softer, the family feel closer. The people in this village didn't have a lot, but they had what they needed. They had food, they had warmth, they had each other. And that was enough to get them through the winter. Let's picture that house one more time. The fire is burning low now, just a soft glow. The family is inside, moving slowly, getting ready for bed. The straw roof creaks a little in the wind, but it's a gentle sound like a lullaby. The snow is falling outside, covering the world in white. Everything is quiet, everything is still. The cold is strong, but the warmth inside is stronger. Can you feel it? That cozy, sleepy feeling, like the world is wrapping you up in a big, soft hug. The people in this village knew how to live with the winter. They didn't have heaters or cars or big stores. They had their hands, their hearts, and their homes. They grew their food, they tended their animals, and they kept their fires burning. The winter was hard, but it was also beautiful in its own way. It made them slow down, made them rest, made them appreciate the little things like a warm fire or a soft blanket. Let's take a deep breath together now. In and out, nice and slow. Can you feel your body getting heavy, like it's sinking into your bed? That's good, that's what we want. This story is going to be long and gentle, like a soft song that helps you relax. We're going to talk about this village, about the people who lived there, about how they faced the cold and found ways to stay warm. And we're going to do it in a way that feels calm and cozy, like a warm blanket on a cold night. The village is quiet now as the sun sets behind the hills. The snow keeps falling, soft and slow, covering everything. The houses are dark, but the fires inside are glowing like little stars on the ground. The people are tired, but they're safe. They know the winter is long, but they also know it won't last forever. Spring will come, bringing warmth and new life, but for now they're okay with the cold. They're okay with the dark. They're okay with the quiet. Let's imagine you're inside one of those houses now. You're sitting by the fire, feeling its warmth on your face. The room is small, but it's cozy. The walls are rough, but they keep the wind out. The straw roof is above you, making soft creaking sounds as the snow piles up. You can hear the family around you moving slowly, talking softly. Maybe someone humming a little song, or maybe they're just quiet, listening to the fire. It's a peaceful moment, like the world is holding its breath. The winter was brutal, but it wasn't all bad. It brought people together. It made them share their warmth, their food, their stories. They didn't have much, but they had enough. They had their little houses, their fires, their families. They had the snow outside, making everything quiet. They had the stars above, shining in the cold sky. And they had sleep, waiting for them at the end of the day, like a soft, warm friend. Let's think about that sleep for a moment. Back then, people didn't stay up late like we do. They didn't have bright lights or screens to keep them awake. When the sun went down, the world got dark, and that was their signal to rest. They'd bank the fire, piling ash over the embers to keep it alive until morning. They'd wrap themselves in blankets, maybe share a bed with their brothers or sisters or even a cat. And they'd close their eyes, letting the darkness take them away. The cold was always there, but it wasn't scary. It was just part of life. The people in this village knew how to live with it. They'd wear extra clothes, like wool tunics or cloaks made of sheepskin. They'd stuff rags in the cracks of their walls to keep the wind out. They'd keep their animals close because the animals gave warmth too. It was a hard life, but it was also a good life in its own way. It was a life full of simple things, like the sound of the wind or the glow of the fire. Let's picture that village again. The snow is deep now, covering the ground like a big, soft blanket. The houses are small, with smoke rising from their chimneys. The air is cold, but it's clean and it smells like snow and wood smoke. The people are inside, getting ready for the night. They're moving slowly, like they're already half asleep. The fire is burning, the wind is singing, and the world feels calm. Can you feel that calm? Let your body relax, let your breathing slow down. You don't have to do anything right now except listen. My voice is here, soft and steady, like the wind outside that little house. We're going to keep talking about this village, about the people who lived there, about how they lived with the winter. And we're going to do it in a way that feels cozy and safe, like a warm fire on a cold night. The winter made everything different. It made the days short and the nights long. It made the work harder because the cold slowed you down, but it also made things special. It made the fire feel warmer, the blankets feel softer, the family feel closer. The people in this village didn't have a lot, but they had what they needed. They had food, they had warmth, they had each other, and that was enough to get them through the winter. Let's imagine that house one more time. The fire is glowing, the family is close, and the snow is falling outside. It's a simple world, but it's cozy. The cold is strong, but the warmth inside is stronger. Can you feel it? The way the fire makes everything soft and safe, even though the winter is so cold. Let's drift into this world slowly and meet someone who lived there. Someone who knew the cold, but also knew how to find warmth. Someone who lived in this village 1,000 years ago and made it through the brutal winter. Let's meet someone special now. Her name is Edith. She's a peasant woman who lives in a small village 1,000 years ago. Edith has kind eyes that sparkle like the frost on the ground. Her hands are rough from work, like carrying wood or kneading bread. She's not a queen or a knight or anyone famous. She's just a woman who loves simple things, like her small fire, her creaky wooden stool, and the way her cat curls up by her feet. Edith is sleepy, just like you might be right now, all cozy under your blanket. She yawns, a big, slow yawn, as she pulls her wool cloak tighter around her shoulders. Her breath makes little clouds in the chilly air like tiny puffs of smoke. She's lovable in her quiet way, always humming a soft tune, even when her toes are numb from the cold. Edith's life is simple, but winter makes it harder. Let's follow her gently into her day and see what it's like to live in her world. Picture Edith in her little house. It's small, made of mud and wood, with a straw roof that creaks when the wind blows. The fire in the corner is glowing, sending soft light across the room. Edith sits on her stool, her favorite spot, right by the fire. The stool is old and wobbly, but she doesn't mind. It's her place to rest, to think, to hum her little song. Her cat Whiskers is curled up near her feet, his soft fur warm against her. Whiskers is gray and fluffy, with a tail that twitches when he dreams. Edith smiles when she looks at him. He makes her feel calm, like everything is okay, even when the winter is so cold. Edith's cloak is made of wool, thick and heavy, but soft in its own way. It's brown like the earth, and it smells a little like sheep and smoke. She pulls it close, wrapping it around her like a hug. The air in the house is chilly, even with the fire. The cold sneaks in through the cracks in the walls, making her breath fog up. She doesn't mind too much, though. She's used to it. She yawns again, her eyes half closed, and you can almost feel how sleepy she is. It's a cozy kind of sleepy, the kind that makes you want to snuggle deeper into your blanket and listen to a story. Edith's life is simple, but it's full of little things that make her happy. She loves the sound of the fire crackling like a soft song. She loves the way Whiskers purrs when she scratches his ears. She loves her family, her husband Tom and her little boy Alf. They live together in this small house, sharing warmth and stories. Winter makes everything harder, but Edith finds ways to make it nice. She hums her tune, a quiet little melody that floats through the air. It's not a fancy song, just a soft one, like a lullaby. Can you hear it? That gentle hum, like the wind outside, singing you to sleep. Let's imagine Edith's house a bit more. It's not big like houses today. It's just one room with a dirt floor that's packed down hard. The fire is in the middle in a little pit with smoke curling up to a hole in the roof. The walls are rough, made of mud and sticks, with bits of straw sticking out. There's a wooden door, but it's not very tight, so the wind sneaks in, making a soft whistling sound. It's not a loud noise, just a quiet one like a whisper. The room smells like wood smoke and bread because Edith baked a loaf earlier. It's a cozy smell, warm and familiar, like a hug from someone you love. Edith's hands are rough because she works hard every day. She carries wood for the fire, even when the snow is deep outside. She needs dough for bread, her fingers sinking into the soft, cold lump. She feeds the chickens and checks on the goats, making sure they're warm in their shed. Her hands are red from the cold, but she doesn't complain. She just hums her tune and keeps going. Her work is part of her life, like the fire or the snow. It's what keeps her family warm and fed, and that makes her happy. Let's picture Edith now, sitting by the fire. Her cloak is pulled tight and her eyes are soft and tired. Whiskers is at her feet, purring so quietly you can barely hear it. The fire crackles, sending little sparks up into the air. The room is warm but not too warm because the cold is always there waiting outside. Edith yawns again, a big slow yawn that makes you want to yawn too. Can you feel it? That sleepy, cozy feeling like you're sinking into your bed. Edith feels it too. She's ready to rest, but first, she has a few things to do. Edith's life isn't easy, especially in winter. The cold makes everything harder. The water in the well is icy and she has to break it with a stick before she can fill her bucket. The snow piles up outside, sometimes so high it covers the door. The wind blows through the walls, making the fire flicker, but Edith doesn't let it bother her. She pulls her cloak tighter, hums her tune, and keeps going. She's strong in her quiet way, like a tree that bends but doesn't break in the wind. Let's think about Edith's family for a moment. Her husband, Tom, is a farmer. He's big and kind, with a laugh that fills the room. He's out in the shed now, checking on the goats. Little Alf, their son, is only 5 years old. He's probably playing with a stick, pretending it's a sword, or maybe he's curled up near Whiskers, petting his soft fur. Edith loves them both so much. They make her house feel like a home, even when the winter is so cold. She smiles when she thinks of them, her kind eyes crinkling at the corners. The winter is brutal, you know. It's not like our winters, with warm houses and hot food from a store. Back then the cold was everywhere. It made your fingers ache and your nose sting. It made the ground hard so you couldn't plant anything. It made the days short and the nights long so you spent a lot of time in the dark. But Edith knows how to live with it. She keeps her fire burning, her cloak tight, and her heart warm. She hums her little song, and it makes everything feel okay. Let's imagine Edith's day for a moment. She wakes up early when the sky is still gray. The house is cold because the fire burned low during the night. She gets up, her feet touching the chilly dirt floor. She pulls her cloak around her and adds a log to the fire, watching the flames grow. Whiskers stretches and yawns, his eyes blinking slowly. Edith smiles at him because he's her friend, always there to keep her company. She starts her work, moving slowly because the cold makes everything slow. She goes outside to check the chickens. The snow crunches under her boots and the air is so cold it hurts her cheeks. The chickens are huddled together, clucking softly. Edith tosses them some grain, her hands red from the cold. She hums her tune and it makes the chickens seem happier, like they're listening. Then she checks the goats, making sure their shed is warm. The goats bleat at her, their breath making little clouds in the air. Edith pats their heads because she loves them too. Back inside, Edith starts making bread. She mixes flour and water, her hands working the dough. It's cold at first, but it gets softer as she kneads it. She hums while she works, her voice soft and steady. The fire is warm now, filling the room with a golden glow. Whiskers watches her, his eyes half closed, like he's ready to nap. Edith feels sleepy too, but she has more to do before she can rest. Let's picture Edith sitting on her stool again. The fire is crackling and the room feels cozy, even though the cold is outside. Her cloak is wrapped around her and Whiskers is at her feet. She's humming her tune, a soft, slow song that makes you feel calm. Can you hear it? That gentle hum, like a lullaby mixing with the sound of the fire. It's a sound that makes you want to close your eyes and drift off. Edith's life is full of little moments like this. She loves the smell of the fire, smoky and warm. She loves the feel of her cloak, rough but soft against her skin. She loves the sound of Whiskers purring, so quiet it's like a secret. These things make her happy, even when the winter is so hard. The cold is strong, but Edith is stronger in her own way. She knows how to keep going, how to keep her family warm, how to make her house a home. Let's think about that house again. It's small, but it's full of love. The fire is the heart of it, glowing and warm. The walls are rough, but they keep the worst of the cold out. The straw roof creaks in the wind, but it's a gentle sound like a song. Edith's stool is by the fire, her favorite place to sit. Whiskers is there too, curled up like a fluffy ball. Tom and Alf are nearby, maybe talking or laughing or just being quiet. It's a simple life, but it's a good one. The winter makes everything harder, but Edith finds ways to make it nice. She wraps her cloak tighter when she goes outside. She hums her tune when she works. She smiles at Whiskers when he purrs. These little things are like sparks from the fire, small but warm, lighting up her day. She doesn't need a lot to be happy. She just needs her family, her fire, and her home. Let's imagine Edith's cloak for a moment. It's not fancy, but it's special to her. It's made of wool, spun from the sheep in the village. It's thick and heavy, but it keeps her warm. She pulls it close, feeling its weight like a blanket. The wool is rough, but it's soft in its own way, like a hug from someone strong. Edith loves her cloak because it's part of her life, like the fire or the snow. Edith's hands are rough, but they're kind. They've worked hard all her life, carrying water, kneading bread, tending animals. Her fingers are red from the cold, but they're gentle when she pets Whiskers or hugs Alf. Her hands tell a story, a story of work and love and care. They're not soft like a queen's hands, but they're strong and they make her family feel safe. Let's picture Edith's eyes now. They're kind, like two warm lights in her face. They crinkle when she smiles, like they're laughing too. Her eyes are tired sometimes because winter is hard, but they're always kind. When she looks at Tom or Alf or Whiskers, you can see how much she loves them. Her eyes are like the fire, warm and steady, making everyone feel safe. The winter is cold, but Edith's heart is warm. She hums her tune and it fills the house with a soft, happy sound. She yawns and it makes you want to yawn too. She pulls her cloak tighter and it makes you want to pull your blanket closer. Edith is sleepy, just like you might be right now. She's ready to rest, but she's not in a hurry. She moves slowly, like the winter itself, taking her time. Let's imagine Edith's day again. She's been up since early morning, working hard to keep her family warm. She's carried wood, fed the animals, made bread. Now she's sitting by the fire, her hands resting in her lap. Whiskers is at her feet, purring softly. The room is warm, but the cold is still there, sneaking in through the cracks. Edith doesn't mind. She hums her tune, and it makes everything feel okay. The fire is glowing, sending soft shadows dancing on the walls. The straw roof creaks, and the wind whistles outside. It's a cozy sound like a lullaby. Edith's eyes are heavy and her breathing is slow. She's tired, but she's happy. She has her family, her fire, her home. The winter is brutal, but Edith knows how to live with it. She knows how to find warmth, how to find peace, how to find sleep. Let's think about Whiskers for a moment. He's a small cat with soft gray fur and big, sleepy eyes. He loves to curl up by the fire right at Edith's feet. His purr is so quiet you have to listen hard to hear it, but it's there like a little song. Edith loves Whiskers because he's her friend. He keeps her company when she's working, and he makes her smile when she's tired. Whiskers is part of her home, just like the fire or the stool. Edith's life is full of little things that make her happy. The fire's warmth, the cat's purr, the sound of her family's voices. These things are small, but they're enough. They make the winter feel less cold, less hard. Edith hums her tune, and it's like she's singing to the winter, telling it she's okay. She's strong, she's kind, she's sleepy. And she's ready to take us into her day, to show us what it's like to live in a medieval winter. Let's follow Edith now, gently, as she moves through her day. Let's picture her house, her fire, her cloak. Let's listen to her hum, soft and slow, like a lullaby. The winter is cold, but Edith is warm, and she's going to show us how she lives. Close your eyes if you want, and let her story carry you along like a soft, cozy blanket. Let's go with her nice and slow into her world. Edith wakes up when the first light creeps through the shutters of her little house. It's not a bright light, not like the sun on a summer day. It's just a soft gray glow, like the world is still half asleep, yawning and stretching. The room is cold, so cold that Edith can see her breath in the air like little clouds floating away. The fire in the corner has died down during the night, leaving only a few red embers glowing softly like tiny stars in a dark sky. The air bites her fingers as she reaches for her shawl, a thick piece of wool that feels rough but warm. She wraps it around her shoulders, pulling it close like a hug. She chuckles softly to herself, a quiet little laugh because her cat, Whiskers, is still snoring, curled up in a fluffy ball of gray fur near the fire. His little snores are soft, like a tiny song, and they make Edith smile. She moves slowly, her body heavy with sleep. Her feet touch the cold dirt floor and it sends a shiver up her legs. The house is quiet, except for the soft creak of the wooden shutters and the faint whistle of the wind outside. Everything feels slow, like the world is telling her to take her time, to move gently. Edith stretches her arms, her fingers brushing the rough walls of her house. The walls are made of mud and sticks, with bits of straw poking out, and they feel cold under her hands. But she doesn't mind. This is her home, and she's used to the cold. Let's picture Edith now, standing in her small house. The room is dark, except for that gray light sneaking through the shutters. Her shawl is wrapped around her, and her breath makes little puffs in the air. Whiskers is still snoring, his fluffy body rising and falling with each breath. The fire is low, just a few embers glowing red, but Edith knows she'll bring it back to life soon. She yawns, a big, slow yawn that makes you want to yawn too. Can you feel it? That sleepy, cozy feeling, like you're still tucked in your blanket, ready to listen to a story. Edith steps toward the door, her boots making a soft thud on the dirt floor. The door is wooden, old, and creaky, and it lets in a little draft of cold air. She pulls it open and the winter morning greets her. The snow outside crunches under her boots, a loud, crisp sound that echoes in the quiet village. The air smells clean and sharp like pine trees in frost. It's so cold it stings her cheeks, but Edith doesn't mind. She takes a deep breath, feeling the cold fill her chest, and she smiles. The world is so quiet, so still, like it's waiting for her to start the day. Let's imagine the village now. It's small, just a few houses huddled together in a valley. The snow covers everything like a big white blanket. The houses are made of mud and wood with straw roofs that look like they're wearing snowy hats. Smoke curls up from the chimneys, thin and gray, mixing with the cold air. The trees around the village are bare, their branches black against the gray sky. Everything is calm, like the world is holding its breath. The only sounds are the crunch of Edith's boots and the soft clucking of the chickens in their coop. Edith walks to the chicken coop, her steps slow and careful. The snow is deep, almost up to her knees, and it makes a soft squeak with every step. She hums a little tune, the same soft song she always sings, and it floats through the air like a whisper. The chickens hear her coming and they cluck faintly, their voices muffled by the cold. Edith opens the coop, a small wooden shed with straw scattered on the floor. The chickens are huddled together, their feathers puffed up to keep warm. They look at Edith with their little black eyes and she smiles at them. "Good morning," she says softly, her voice warm and kind. She reaches into a sack and pulls out a handful of grain. Her fingers are cold, red from the chilly air, but she tosses the grain to the chickens with a gentle flick. They peck at it, clucking happily, and Edith watches them for a moment. She loves her chicken. They're not just animals, they're part of her family, giving eggs that feed her little boy Alf and her husband Tom. She hums her tune again, and the chickens seem to listen, their heads tilting as they peck. The morning feels heavy, like the air is thick with cold, but Edith doesn't mind. She's used to it and she likes the quiet. Let's picture Edith standing by the coop. Her shawl is wrapped tight and her breath makes clouds in the air. The snow is all around, sparkling in the faint light. The chickens cluck softly and the wind whistles through the trees, a low, gentle sound. Edith's boots are dusted with snow and her hands are tucked into her shawl to keep warm. She looks out at the village, so quiet and still, and she feels calm. The world is cold, but it's also beautiful in its own way. Edith walks to the goat shed next. It's just a few steps away, but the snow makes it slow going. She lifts her feet high, stepping carefully, and the snow crunches under her boots. The shed is small, with a slanted roof covered in snow. Inside, the goats are curled up in the straw, their breath making little clouds just like Edith's. They bleat softly when they see her, their voices low and sleepy. Edith pats their heads, her rough hands gentle against their fur. "Good morning, my friends," she says, her voice soft like a lullaby. She checks their water, breaking a thin layer of ice with a stick. The water is so cold it makes her fingers ache, but she doesn't complain. She pours fresh water from a bucket, her movements slow and careful. The goats watch her, their big eyes blinking in the dim light. Edith hums her tune again, and the goats seem to like it, their ears twitching. She scatters some hay for them to eat, and they nibble at it, their noses buried in the straw. Edith smiles because she loves her goats, too. They give milk for her family, and their warmth helps keep the shed cozy. Let's imagine Edith in the shed now. The air is cold, but the goats make it feel a little warmer. Their fur is soft under her hands, and their breath is warm against her fingers. The straw crunches under her boots, and the shed smells like hay and animals, a cozy, earthy smell. Edith's shawl is pulled tight, and her breath makes little clouds in the air. She's humming her tune, soft and slow, like a song for the goats. The morning is quiet, and Edith moves gently, like she's part of the stillness. Back at the house, Edith steps inside, brushing snow from her boots. The room is still cold, but the embers in the fire pit are glowing. She kneels by the fire, her knees on the dirt floor, and adds a log. The wood catches quickly, and the flames grow, sending warmth into the room. Edith watches the fire for a moment, her eyes soft and tired. The flames dance, making shadows on the walls, and the room starts to feel cozy again. Whiskers stretches and yawns, his eyes blinking slowly. He pads over to Edith and rubs against her leg, purring softly. Edith chuckles, a quiet, happy sound, and scratches his ears. Let's picture the house now. The fire is growing, filling the room with a warm, golden glow. The walls are rough, made of mud and sticks, but they keep the worst of the cold out. The straw roof creaks in the wind, a soft, soothing sound. Edith is by the fire, her shawl around her shoulders, her hands warmed by the flames. Whiskers is at her feet, purring like a little motor. The room smells like wood smoke and straw, a cozy, familiar smell. The morning is still young, but it feels heavy, like the world is moving slowly. Edith starts to make breakfast. She takes a pot and fills it with water from a bucket. The water is cold, so cold it makes her fingers tingle. She sets the pot over the fire, watching as the flames lick the bottom. She adds some barley, a grain that's rough but filling. It's not fancy food, but it's warm and it will keep her family strong. She stirs the pot with a wooden spoon, her movements slow and steady. The barley bubbles softly, and the room fills with a warm, earthy smell. Edith hums her tune, and it mixes with the sound of the fire like a song for the morning. Let's think about Edith's family for a moment. Her husband Tom is still asleep, his snores soft and steady. Little Alf, their 5-year-old boy, is curled up under a blanket, his face peaceful. Edith loves them both so much. They make her house feel like a home, even when the winter is so cold. She smiles as she stirs the pot, thinking of their sleepy faces. The fire crackles and Whiskers purrs, and the morning feels calm, like everything is in its place. The village outside is quiet, except for the soft sounds of winter. The snow falls gently, covering the ground in a soft white blanket. The wind whistles through the trees, a low, soothing sound. The chickens cluck faintly and the goats bleat in their shed. Edith's house is part of this village, part of this quiet, cold world. She moves through her morning with care, her hands busy but her heart calm. The cold is strong, but Edith is stronger in her own gentle way. Let's imagine Edith by the fire again. The flames are warm now, sending light and heat into the room. Her shawl is loose around her shoulders and her breath is still visible in the air. Whiskers is curled up nearby, his purrs mixing with the crackle of the fire. Edith stirs the pot, her wooden spoon moving slowly. The barley is softening and the smell of breakfast fills the room. She yawns, her eyes heavy, but she's not in a hurry. The morning is slow, and Edith is part of that slowness. The winter makes everything harder, you know. The cold bites at your fingers and toes. The snow makes it hard to walk, and the ice makes the water hard to get. But Edith doesn't complain. She hums her tune, and it makes the cold feel softer. She moves carefully, like the world is telling her to take her time. She checks the fire, stirs the pot, pets Whiskers. Everything she does is small, but it's important. It's what keeps her family warm and fed. Let's picture the village one more time. The snow is deep, covering the paths and the fields. The houses are small, with smoke rising from their chimneys. The air is cold, but it's clean and it smells like pine and frost. Edith's house is one of those houses, with its fire glowing and its family inside. The morning is quiet, and Edith is part of that quiet. She's awake, but she's sleepy, just like you might be right now. Can you feel that sleepiness? That cozy, heavy feeling like your body wants to sink into your bed? Let's take a deep breath together, in and out, nice and slow. Edith feels it too. She's moving through her morning, but she's ready to rest when the day is done. Her shawl is warm, her fire is glowing, and her cat is purring. The world outside is cold, but inside it's cozy, and Edith is happy. Let's follow Edith through her morning, gently, like we're walking in the snow. Her steps are slow, her hands are careful, her voice is soft. The winter is brutal, but Edith knows how to live with it. She knows how to find warmth, how to find peace, how to find sleep. And we're going to stay with her, listening to her story, letting it carry us along like a soft, cozy blanket. Edith moves through her day like a gentle dance, slow and soft, like she's swaying to a quiet song. Each step, each little job is small and careful, filling her morning with a calm rhythm. The winter is cold, so cold it bites her fingers and nose, but Edith doesn't hurry. She takes her time, doing one tiny task at a time, and it makes her feel peaceful, like she's part of the quiet world around her. Let's follow her nice and slow as she works through her day, and let's feel that cozy, sleepy feeling that comes with it. First, Edith goes to fetch water from the well. She pulls her wool shawl tight around her shoulders because the air outside is icy. Her boots crunch on the snow, making a loud, crisp sound that echoes in the quiet village. The well is just a few steps from her house, but the snow is deep, almost up to her knees, so she walks slowly, lifting her feet high. The bucket in her hand is heavy, made of wood with a rope handle that's rough against her skin. When she gets to the well, she sees a thin layer of ice on the water, sparkling in the gray morning light. She picks up a stick from the ground, her fingers red and cold, and taps the ice gently. It cracks with a soft snap like a twig breaking. Edith smiles because she likes the sound. It's a small thing, but it feels good. She lowers the bucket into the well, the rope creaking as it slides through her hands. The water is so cold it makes her shiver, but she pulls the bucket up carefully, watching it sway. The water sloshes inside, clear and icy, catching the light like a mirror. Edith carries the bucket back to the house, her steps slow and steady. The snow crunches under her boots and the wind whistles softly like a lullaby. Her hands are red from the cold, but she hums her little tune, a soft, happy sound that mixes with the wind. Can you hear it? That gentle hum, like a song to make you sleepy. Back in the house, Edith sets the bucket by the fire. The room is still chilly, but the fire is glowing now, its flames dancing and crackling. She kneels by the fire, her knees on the dirt floor, and adds another log. The wood pops as it catches, sending tiny sparks up into the air. The room fills with a faint warmth, like a soft hug, and Edith sighs, a cozy sound that makes you want to sigh too. She looks at her cat, Whiskers, who's curled up near the fire, his gray fur soft and fluffy. He's purring, a low, rumbling sound that feels like it's part of the house. Edith smiles at him because he makes her feel calm, like everything is okay. Next, Edith starts to make bread. She takes a wooden bowl from a shelf, her hands moving slowly like she's dancing with the air. The bowl is heavy, carved from a tree, and it feels smooth under her fingers. She scoops flour from a sack, the white dust puffing up like a little cloud. The flour is cold because everything is cold in winter, but Edith doesn't mind. She adds water from the bucket, pouring it carefully, watching it mix with the flour. Her hands sink into the dough, soft and cold like a lump of clay. She kneads it, pushing and folding, her fingers finding a soothing rhythm, knead, fold, knead, fold. The dough is sticky at first, but it gets smoother, softer as she works. Edith hums her tune, and the sound mixes with the crackle of the fire like a song for the morning. Let's picture Edith now, kneeling by the table, her hands in the dough. Her shawl is loose around her shoulders, and her breath makes little clouds in the air. The fire is warm, sending light and shadows dancing on the walls. Whiskers is nearby, his purr soft and steady like a heartbeat. The dough is smooth now, a round ball in the bowl, ready to rise by the fire. Edith's hands are dusted with flour, and her eyes are soft, a little tired. She yawns, a big slow yawn that makes you want to yawn too. The morning is quiet, and Edith's movements are gentle, like she's part of the stillness. Edith stands up and brushes her hands on her apron. The apron is old, patched in places, but it's soft from years of use. She walks to the door again because she needs to check the animals. The goats need to be looked after to make sure they're snug in their shed. She pulls her shawl tight and steps outside, the snow crunching under her boots. The wind howls, a loud, wild sound, but Edith doesn't mind. She hums her tune, and her voice blends with the storm like they're singing together. The shed is close, just a few steps away, and Edith pushes the door open, the wood creaking in the cold. Inside, the goats are curled up in the straw, their breath making little clouds. They bleat softly when they see Edith, their voices low and sleepy. She pats their heads, her hands gentle against their warm fur. "You're okay," she says softly, her voice like a whisper. She checks their hay, making sure they have enough to eat. The straw is dry and crunchy, and it smells earthy like the ground after rain. Edith scatters more hay, her movements slow and careful. The goats nibble at it, their noses buried in the pile. Edith hums again, and the goats seem to listen, their ears twitching. Let's imagine Edith in the shed now. The air is cold, but the goats make it feel warmer. Their fur is soft under her hands, and their breath is warm against her fingers. The straw crunches under her boots, and the shed smells like hay and animals, a cozy, familiar smell. Edith's shawl is pulled tight, and her breath makes clouds in the air. She's humming her tune, soft and slow, like a lullaby for the goats. The wind howls outside, but inside the shed, it's quiet, like a little world of its own. Back in the house, Edith checks the fire again. The flames are strong now, filling the room with warmth. She adds another log, watching it catch and pop. The fire is the heart of the house, keeping everyone warm, making the food, lighting the dark. Edith sits on her creaky stool for a moment, her hands resting in her lap. Whiskers pads over and rubs against her leg, purring softly. Edith smiles and scratches his ears, her fingers gentle. The room is cozy now, with the fire's glow and the smell of the dough rising. Edith feels the weight of sleep creeping in, like a soft blanket settling over her shoulders. Her eyes are heavy, her breathing slow, and she's happy. Let's picture the house again. The fire is crackling, sending light and warmth into every corner. The walls are rough, made of mud and sticks, but they feel safe. The straw roof creaks in the wind, a soft, soothing sound. Edith is on her stool, her shawl around her shoulders, her hands dusted with flour. Whiskers is at her feet, purring like a little song. The dough is rising by the fire and the room smells like wood smoke and bread. The morning is moving along, but it's slow, like a gentle river. Edith's day is full of these tiny tasks. Each one is small, but together they fill her time. She fetches water, kneads dough, checks the goats, tends the fire. Every task is like a step in her dance, slow and careful, making her feel calm. The winter is cold, so cold it makes her fingers ache, but Edith keeps going. She hums her tune and it makes the cold feel softer, the work feel lighter. Her voice is soft, blending with the wind, the fire, the purrs of Whiskers. It's a cozy sound, like a lullaby for you and me. Let's think about Edith's hands for a moment. They're rough from work, red from the cold, but they're gentle too. They break the ice in the well, knead the dough, pat the goats, add logs to the fire. Her hands are strong, but they're kind, like Edith herself. They tell a story of a woman who works hard to keep her family warm and fed. Every task she does is small, but it's important, like a piece of a puzzle that makes her day complete. The village outside is quiet, wrapped in snow. The wind howls, but it's far away, like a song from another world. The houses are dark except for the glow of fires inside. Edith's house is one of them, warm and cozy even though the winter is so cold. She moves through her tasks one by one and each one brings her closer to rest. The weight of sleep is there, like a soft, heavy blanket waiting for her at the end of the day. Let's imagine Edith by the fire again. The flames are warm, dancing in the pit, sending shadows across the room. Her shawl is loose now because the room is getting warmer. Whiskers is curled up, his purrs mixing with the crackle of the fire. The dough is rising, its smell filling the air. Edith hums her tune, her voice soft and slow, like a song to make you sleepy. Can you feel it, that cozy, heavy feeling like your eyes want to close? Edith's day is simple, but it's full of little moments that feel special. The crunch of snow under her boots, the cluck of the chickens, the bleat of the goats, the pop of the fire. Each task is a tiny piece of her life, and she does them with care. The winter is brutal, but Edith knows how to live with it. She knows how to find warmth, how to find peace, how to find sleep. And we're going to stay with her, following her gentle dance, letting her story carry us along like a soft, cozy blanket. By afternoon, Edith's arms ache from carrying heavy wood for the fire. Her legs feel heavy, like they're made of stone, from trudging through deep snow to check the fences around the village. The cold air bites her fingers and nose, making every job harder, but it also makes her sleepy. Her body knows rest is coming, like a soft, warm blanket waiting at the end of the day. She sits by the fire for a moment, letting its warmth kiss her face like a gentle hug. Edith sighs a cozy, happy sound, and you can almost feel it too, like you're sinking into your own bed, ready to rest. Physical work was like that in medieval winters, a long, long time ago. It tired you out, but in a good way. Your arms and legs would feel heavy, your eyes would get droopy, and your body would beg for sleep. When you finally lay down, sleep came like an old friend, wrapping you up in a soft, warm hug. Let's follow Edith nice and slow as her body gets tired, and let's feel that cozy, sleepy feeling that comes with her day. Edith is in her little house now, sitting on her creaky wooden stool by the fire. The flames are warm, dancing in the pit, sending soft light across the room. Her arms are sore from carrying wood all morning. The wood is heavy, cut from trees outside the village, and she had to carry it through the snow, her boots sinking deep with every step. Her hands are red from the cold and her fingers ache, but she doesn't mind. The work makes her feel strong, like she's keeping her family safe and warm. She hums a little tune, soft and low, like a lullaby, and it makes the room feel even cozier. The fire crackles, popping softly, and Edith leans closer, letting the warmth touch her cheeks. Her face feels cold from being outside, but the fire is like a friend, warming her up bit by bit. She closes her eyes for a moment, just feeling the heat, and her body relaxes. Her shoulders drop, her hands rest in her lap, and she sighs again, a long, slow sigh that makes you want to sigh too. Can you feel it? That heavy, sleepy feeling, like your body is ready to rest, just like Edith's. Let's picture Edith's morning for a moment. She started early when the sky was still gray. She went to the woodpile outside where the snow was piled high. The logs were cold and rough, and they made her arms ache as she carried them back to the house. The snow was deep, and every step was hard, like walking through thick mud. Her legs felt heavy, sinking into the snow, but Edith kept going one step at a time. She hummed her tune, and it made the work feel lighter, like the wind was singing with her. Back in the house, Edith stirred a pot of pottage, a thick soup made of barley and vegetables. The pot was heavy, hanging over the fire, and stirring it made her arms tired. She used a wooden spoon, moving it slowly round and round, watching the pottage bubble. The smell was warm and earthy, like the ground after rain, and it filled the room with a cozy feeling. Her hands were cold from fetching water earlier, but the fire warmed them and she felt her body relax just a little. The work was hard, but it was good because it meant her family would have food. Edith went outside again to check the fences around the village. The fences kept the animals safe, like the goats and chickens, so they wouldn't wander off in the snow. The wind was howling, a loud, wild sound, but Edith didn't mind. She trudged through the snow, her boots crunching with every step. Her legs felt heavier and heavier, like they were tied to the ground. The cold air stung her face, but she pulled her shawl tighter and kept going. She hummed her tune, and it mixed with the wind, like they were singing together. Let's imagine Edith now back by the fire. Her stool creaks as she sits, and her cat Whiskers is curled up nearby, purring softly. The fire is warm, sending light and shadows dancing on the walls. Edith's arms are sore, her legs are heavy, and her eyes are starting to feel droopy. The cold outside makes everything harder, but it also makes her sleepy, like her body knows it's time to rest soon. She leans toward the fire, feeling its warmth on her face, and she sighs, a soft, content sound. The room is cozy, with the smell of pottage and the crackle of the fire, and Edith feels calm. The winter is brutal, you know. The cold makes every job harder. Carrying wood is heavy, stirring pottage takes strength, and walking through snow makes your legs ache. But Edith doesn't complain. She's used to it, and she knows the work is important. It keeps her house warm, her family fed, and her heart full. The cold makes her tired, but it's a good kind of tired, the kind that makes sleep feel so sweet. When she finally lies down at night, her body will be ready, and sleep will come like a soft, warm blanket. Let's think about Edith's arms for a moment. They're strong from years of work, but today they're sore from carrying wood. The logs are big and heavy, and the snow makes them harder to carry. Edith has to hold them tight, her hands red and cold, her arms aching with every step. But she keeps going because the fire needs wood to keep burning. The fire is the heart of the house, warming everyone, cooking the food, lighting the dark. Edith's arms are tired, but they're part of her work, part of her love for her family. Her legs are heavy too from walking through the snow. The snow is deep, sometimes up to her knees, and every step takes effort. She checks the fences, making sure they're strong because the goats and chickens need to stay safe. The wind blows hard, pushing against her, but Edith keeps going one step at a time. Her boots crunch in the snow, a loud, steady sound like a drum beat. She hums her tune, and it makes the walk feel easier, like the wind is her friend. Back in the house, Edith stirs the pottage again. The pot is heavy, and her arms ache as she moves the spoon. The pottage is thick, with barley and bits of cabbage, and it smells so good, like a warm hug in a bowl. Edith stirs slowly round and round, her hands steady even though they're tired. The fire crackles and Whiskers purrs, and the room feels cozy, like a safe little world. Edith's eyes are heavy now, and she yawns, a big, slow yawn that makes you want to yawn too. Let's picture the house again. The fire is glowing, sending warmth into every corner. The walls are rough, made of mud and sticks, but they keep the cold out. The straw roof creaks in the wind, a soft, soothing sound. Edith is on her stool, her shawl around her shoulders, her hands resting for a moment. Whiskers is at her feet, his purrs mixing with the crackle of the fire. The pottage is simmering, its smell filling the air. The afternoon is quiet, and Edith's body is tired, ready for rest. Edith's work is hard, but it's good. It makes her feel strong, like she's doing something important. Carrying wood keeps the fire going. Stirring pottage feeds her family. Checking fences keeps the animals safe. Each task is small, but together they make her day full. The cold makes everything harder, but it also makes her sleepy, like her body is saying, rest is coming. She sits by the fire, letting its warmth kiss her face, and she feels calm, like the world is holding her gently. Let's imagine Edith's village for a moment. The snow is deep, covering the paths and fields. The houses are small, with smoke rising from their chimneys. The wind howls, but it's far away, like a song from another place. Edith's house is warm, with the fire glowing and the pottage simmering. Her body is tired, but it's a good tired, the kind that makes sleep feel so good. She sighs, a cozy sound, and you can almost feel it, like you're sinking into your own bed. The winter makes Edith's work harder, but it also makes her appreciate the warmth. The fire feels better because the air is so cold. The pottage tastes better because her body is so tired. The quiet of the afternoon feels better because the day has been so full. Edith's arms ache, her legs are heavy, but her heart is light. She knows she's done good work, and soon she'll rest. Sleep will come like an old friend, wrapping her up in a soft, warm hug. Let's think about that fire again. It's the heart of Edith's house, crackling and popping, sending warmth and light into the room. The flames dance, making shadows on the walls like little stories playing out. Edith sits close, feeling the heat on her face, her hands, her heart. Her body is tired, but the fire makes it feel better, like a warm hand holding hers. She yawns, her eyes droopy, and the weight of sleep creeps in, like a soft blanket settling over her shoulders. Edith's day is full of these moments. Carrying wood, stirring pottage, checking fences, sitting by the fire. Each task makes her body tired, but it also makes her ready for rest. The cold is strong, but Edith is stronger in her own gentle way. She hums her tune, and it mixes with the fire's crackle, the wind's howl, whiskers purr. It's a cozy sound, like a lullaby for you and me. Can you feel it? That sleepy, heavy feeling, like your body wants to rest, just like Edith's. Let's stay with Edith, following her quiet afternoon, letting her tiredness carry us along. Her arms are sore, her legs are heavy, but her heart is warm. The fire is glowing, the house is cozy, and sleep is waiting. The winter is brutal, but Edith knows how to live with it. She knows how to work, how to rest, how to find peace. And we're going to stay with her, letting her story wrap us up like a soft, cozy blanket, ready to drift into sleep. Edith's bed is simple, not like the soft, fluffy beds we have today. It's just a straw mattress laid on a wooden frame covered with a rough wool blanket. The straw crinkles when she lies down, making a soft, rustling sound like leaves in the wind. The wool blanket smells faintly of lanolin, a sheepy smell, and a little bit of smoke from the fire. It's not soft like a modern bed, but it's hers, and Edith loves it. She pulls a sheepskin over her feet, its fluffy softness a small comfort against the cold winter air. The bed is lumpy, with bits of straw poking through, but it holds her close, like the earth itself is tucking her in, keeping her safe and warm. Let's picture Edith's bed, nice and slow, and feel how cozy it is, even if it's not perfect. The room is dark now, except for the soft glow of the fire in the corner. The fire has burned low, just a few red embers glowing like tiny stars in the night. Edith walks to her bed, her feet touching the cold dirt floor. The floor is hard, packed down from years of walking, and it feels chilly under her toes. She doesn't mind, though. She's tired from her day, and her bed is waiting, ready to hold her. She yawns, a big, slow yawn, and you can almost feel it, too, like you're ready to snuggle under your own blanket. The bed is simple, just a wooden frame with slats, like a ladder lying flat. The frame is old, creaking a little when Edith sits down. The straw mattress is stuffed with dry straw from the fields, tied into a big cloth sack. It's not smooth or soft like a modern mattress. It's lumpy with little bumps where the straw bunches up. When Edith lies down, the straw crinkles, a soft, crunchy sound that's kind of nice, like a whisper from the earth. She pulls her wool blanket up to her chin, feeling its rough, heavy weight. The blanket is brown, woven from sheep's wool, and it smells a little like the animals it came from. It's not fancy, but it's warm, and it makes Edith feel safe. Let's imagine Edith now, lying on her bed. The straw crinkles under her, and the wool blanket is heavy on her chest. She pulls the sheepskin over her feet, and it feels soft and fluffy, like a cloud against her cold toes. The room is chilly, even with the fire, and her breath makes little clouds in the air. The fire's glow dances on the walls, making soft shadows that move like a slow, sleepy dance. Edith sighs, a cozy, happy sound, and her eyes start to feel heavy. Can you feel it? That sleepy, warm feeling, like your body is sinking into your own bed. The bed isn't perfect, you know. It's not like our beds with soft pillows and smooth sheets. The straw is pokey sometimes, and the blanket is rough against her skin. But Edith doesn't mind. It's her bed, and it's where she rests after a long day. The straw mattress is lumpy, but it holds her body like the ground is giving her a hug. The wool blanket is heavy, but it keeps the cold away like a shield against the winter. The sheepskin is soft, and it warms her feet, making them feel cozy, even when the room is so cold. The house is quiet now, except for the soft sounds of the night. The fire crackles faintly, a low popping sound that's like a song. The wind whistles outside, sneaking through the cracks in the walls, making a soft humming noise. Edith's cat Whiskers is curled up at the foot of the bed, his gray fur soft and warm. He purrs, a quiet rumbling sound that mixes with the fire and the wind like a lullaby. Edith listens to these sounds, and they make her feel calm, like the world is singing her to sleep. Let's picture the bed again. The wooden frame is sturdy, even if it creaks. The straw mattress is thick, stuffed full of dry straw that smells like the fields in summer. When Edith moves, the straw shifts, making that crinkly sound like paper rustling. The wool blanket is heavy, pulling her down, making her feel safe. The sheepskin at her feet is soft, its fluffy fur tickling her toes. The room is cold, but the bed is warm, and Edith feels cozy, like she's wrapped in a big, soft hug. Edith lies still, her eyes half closed, watching the fire's glow. The embers are red and warm, casting a soft light across the room. The walls are rough, made of mud and sticks, with bits of straw sticking out. They're not pretty, but they're strong, keeping the wind out. The straw roof above creaks in the wind, a gentle, soothing sound like the house is breathing. Edith pulls her blanket closer, feeling its rough texture against her chin. The smell of lanolin and smoke is familiar, like a friend she's known forever. She yawns again, her body heavy, her mind quiet. The winter is cold, so cold it makes her fingers and toes ache. But the bed is her safe place, her warm place. The straw mattress crinkles as she shifts, finding a comfy spot. The lumps are there, but they don't bother her. They're part of the bed, part of her home. The wool blanket is heavy, but it's warm, keeping the cold away. The sheepskin is soft, like a little piece of summer in the middle of winter. Edith sighs, a soft content sound, and you can almost feel it, like you're lying in your own bed, ready to sleep. Let's think about the straw mattress for a moment. It's not like a modern mattress, all smooth and bouncy. It's stuffed with straw, dry and crunchy, from the fields where Edith's husband, Tom, worked in the summer. The straw is tied into a big cloth sack, sewn shut with thick thread. When Edith lies down, the straw moves under her, making little bumps and dips. It crinkles, a soft, rustling sound that's kind of nice, like the sound of leaves falling. The mattress isn't soft, but it's hers, and it holds her body like the earth is cradling her. The wool blanket is important too. It's woven from the wool of the village sheep, the same sheep that give milk and live in the shed. The blanket is rough, not like the smooth blankets we have today. It's heavy, pressing down on Edith's chest, making her feel safe. It smells like lanolin, a sheepy smell, and a little like smoke from the fire. The smell is cozy, like the house itself, and it makes Edith feel at home. She pulls the blanket up, tucking it under her chin, and it feels like a warm hug. The sheepskin is Edith's favorite part of the bed. It's just a small piece laid over her feet, but it's so soft, like a fluffy cloud. The fur is thick and warm, tickling her toes when she moves. The sheepskin is a gift from the sheep, a little bit of their warmth to keep her cozy. In the winter, when the cold is so strong, the sheepskin feels like a treasure, a soft, warm friend that makes her smile. Edith wiggles her toes under it, feeling the softness, and she sighs, a happy, sleepy sound. Let's imagine the room now. It's dark, with just the fire's glow to light it. The embers are red like tiny coals, sending soft shadows dancing on the walls. The walls are rough, made of mud and sticks, but they're strong, keeping the cold out. The straw roof creaks, a soft, creaky sound like the house is singing a lullaby. Whiskers is at the foot of the bed, his purrs mixing with the fire's crackle and the wind's whistle. Edith lies on her straw mattress, the wool blanket heavy on her chest, the sheepskin soft on her feet. She's cozy, even if the bed isn't perfect. The bed isn't like ours, It's not soft or smooth or full of fluffy pillows. The straw is lumpy, the blanket is rough, and the wooden frame creaks, but it works. It holds Edith close, like a friend who's always there. It keeps her warm even when the winter is so cold. It makes her feel safe, like the earth is tucking her in. Edith doesn't need a perfect bed. She just needs a place to rest, and this bed is hers, full of little comforts that make her happy. Let's picture Edith lying there, her eyes heavy, her breathing slow. The straw crinkles as she shifts, finding a good spot. The wool blanket is heavy, keeping the cold away. The sheepskin is soft, warming her feet. The fire's glow is faint now, but it's enough to make the room feel cozy. Whiskers purrs, a soft, rumbling sound like a little song. The wind whistles outside, but it's far away like a dream. Edith sighs, her body sinking into the mattress, her mind drifting towards sleep. The winter is brutal, but the bed is a safe place. The cold sneaks in through the cracks, but the blanket keeps it out. The straw is lumpy, but it holds Edith close. The sheepskin is small, but it's soft, like a warm hug for her feet. Edith's bed isn't perfect, but it's enough. It's where she rests, where she dreams, where she feels safe. She yawns again, her eyes closing, and you can almost feel it, like you're sinking into your own bed, ready to sleep. Let's think about the sounds in the room. The fire crackles, a soft popping sound like tiny twigs breaking. Whiskers purrs, a low rumbling noise that's so quiet you have to listen hard to hear it. The wind whistles outside, a gentle humming sound that sneaks through the walls. The straw roof creaks like the house is settling down for the night. These sounds are like a lullaby, soft and steady, making Edith feel sleepy. She listens to them, her eyes heavy, her body calm, and she knows sleep is coming. The bed is simple, but it's cozy in its own way. The The straw mattress is lumpy, but it's warm from Edith's body. The wool blanket is rough, but it's heavy like a shield against the cold. The sheepskin is soft, tickling her toes, making her smile. The bed isn't perfect, but it works because it's Edith's. It's where she lies down after a long day, where she feels safe, where she lets the winter night hold her close. Let's imagine Edith's bed one more time. The wooden frame is old, creaking softly as she lies down. The straw mattress crinkles, a rustling sound that's like a whisper. The wool blanket is heavy, smelling of sheep and smoke, keeping her warm. The sheepskin is soft, a fluffy comfort for her feet. The room is dark, with just the fire's glow, and the sounds of the night are all around. Whiskers purrs, the fires crackle, the winds whistle, the roofs creak. Edith sighs a cozy, sleepy sound, and her body sinks deeper into the bed, ready for rest. The winter is cold, so cold it makes the air feel sharp. But Edith's bed is warm, even if it's not perfect. The straw is lumpy, but it holds her close. The blanket is rough, but it keeps the cold away. The sheepskin is small, but it's soft, like a little piece of warmth just for her. Edith doesn't need a fancy bed. She just needs a place to rest, and this bed is hers, full of little things that make her feel safe and cozy. Let's stay with Edith now, lying in her bed, feeling the straw crinkle, the blanket's weight, the sheepskin's softness. The fire is low, the room is dark, and the night is quiet. Her eyes are heavy, her breathing slow, and sleep is coming like a soft, warm friend. The winter is brutal, but Edith's bed is enough. It's not perfect, but it works, and it holds her close, like the earth itself is tucking her in. Let's drift with her nice and slow, into that cozy, sleepy place ready to rest. Edith doesn't sleep alone in her small, cozy bed. Her husband Tom is there lying next to her, his snores soft and steady like a quiet song. Whiskers, her gray fluffy cat, curls up near her knees, his purrs so faint they're like a whisper in the dark. Sometimes her youngest child, little Alf, crawls in, his small body seeking warmth against the cold winter night. The room is small, with rough mud walls and a straw roof, but the closeness of everyone makes it feel warm and safe. Even the goats in the shed nearby add their own warmth, their breath making little clouds that mingle with the cold air. It's a crowded, cozy world, and Edith feels safe, surrounded by the soft sounds of life. Let's picture Edith's bed, nice and slow, and feel how warm and comforting it is to have everyone close. The room is dark now, with just a faint glow from the fire in the corner. The fire has burned low, leaving only red embers that shine like tiny stars. Edith lies on her straw mattress, the straw crinkling softly under her. The mattress is lumpy, not smooth like modern beds, but it's hers, and it holds her close, like the earth is giving her a hug. Her wool blanket is heavy, smelling faintly of sheep and smoke, and it keeps the cold away. She pulls a soft sheepskin over her feet, its fluffy fur tickling her toes, making her smile. The bed isn't fancy, but it's warm, and with Tom, Whiskers, and sometimes Alf beside her, it feels like the coziest place in the world. Tom is next to her, his big body warm under the blanket. His snores are soft, a low, rumbling sound that fills the room like the wind humming outside. Tom is a farmer, strong from working in the fields, and his warmth makes the bed feel even safer. Edith listens to his snores, and they make her feel calm, like everything is okay. She knows he's there, right beside her, and it's like a promise that the winter won't be too hard. She reaches out and touches his arm, feeling his steady warmth, and she sighs, a cozy, happy sound that makes you want to sigh too. Whiskers, the cat, is curled up near Edith's knees. His gray fur is soft and fluffy like a little cloud. His purrs are so quiet you have to listen hard to hear them, but they're there like a gentle song. Whiskers loves the bed because it's warm, and he always finds a spot close to Edith. His small body is warm too, and when he curls up against her it feels like a tiny hug. Edith smiles when she feels him there, his purrs mixing with Tom's snores, making the room feel alive with soft sounds. Can you hear it? The faint purr, the steady snore, like a lullaby to make you sleepy. Sometimes, little Alf crawls into the bed too. He's only 5 years old, with messy hair and a sleepy smile. The winter is cold, so cold it makes his nose red, and he likes to snuggle close to Edith for warmth. His small body fits right next to hers under the heavy wool blanket. Alf's breathing is soft, like a whisper, and when he's there, Edith feels her heart grow warm. She pulls him close, her arm around him, and he sighs, a tiny, happy sound. The bed is crowded with Tom, Whiskers, and Alf, but it's cozy, like a nest full of love. Let's picture the room now. It's small, with rough walls made of mud and sticks. The straw roof creaks in the wind, a soft, soothing sound like the house is singing a lullaby. The fire's embers glow, casting faint shadows that dance on the walls like little stories playing out. The air is cold even inside, and Edith's breath makes little clouds. But the bed is warm, with Tom's snores, Whiskers' purrs, and sometimes Alf's soft breathing. It's a crowded bed, but it's full of life, and Edith feels safe, like the winter can't touch her here. The goats in the shed nearby add their own warmth to the night. The shed is just outside the house, and Edith can hear them sometimes, their soft bleats mixing with the wind. The goats are curled up in straw, their breath making clouds in the cold air. They're part of the family too, giving milk and warmth, and Edith likes knowing they're close. Their bleats are faint, like a faraway song, and they make the night feel alive, even when it's so cold and quiet. Edith lies in her bed, the straw crinkling under her. The wool blanket is heavy, pressing down on her chest, keeping her warm. The sheepskin is soft on her feet, like a fluffy hug. Tom's snores are steady, like a heartbeat, and Whiskers' purrs are faint, like a whisper. If Alf is there, his small body is curled against her, his breathing soft and slow. The room is small, but it's full of life, and Edith feels safe, like the world is holding her close. She yawns, a big, slow yawn, and her eyes start to feel heavy, like they want to close. Let's imagine the bed again. The wooden frame is old, creaking softly when Edith moves. The straw mattress is lumpy, with bits of straw poking through, but it's warm from her body. The wool blanket is rough, smelling of sheep and smoke, but it's heavy like a shield against the cold. The sheepskin is soft, its fur tickling her toes, making her smile. Tom is beside her, his snores filling the room with a steady, comforting sound. Whiskers is near her knees, his purrs so soft they're like a secret. Alf, if he's there, is snuggled close, his warmth mixing with hers. The bed is crowded, but it's cozy, like a little world of its own. The winter is cold, so cold it makes the air feel sharp. But Edith's bed is warm, full of the people and animals she loves. Tom's snores are like a song, steady and calm. Whiskers' purrs are like a whisper, soft and gentle. Alf's breathing is like a breeze, light and quiet. The goats outside bleat faintly, their voices mixing with the wind. Edith listens to these sounds, and they make her feel safe, like she's surrounded by life. She pulls the blanket closer, feeling its weight, and she sighs, a cozy, happy sound. Let's think about Tom for a moment. He's big and strong, with rough hands from working in the fields. His snores are soft now, but they're steady, like the sound of a river flowing. Edith loves his snores because they mean he's there right beside her, keeping her warm. His body is warm too, like a big, cozy blanket next to hers. She reaches out and touches his arm, feeling his steady warmth, and it makes her feel safe, like nothing can hurt her. Tom's snores are part of the night, part of the bed, part of their home. Whiskers is important too. His gray fur is soft, like a fluffy cloud, and he always finds a spot near Edith's knees. His purrs are so quiet, like a little hum, but they're there, making the bed feel alive. Edith loves Whiskers because he's her friend, always close, always warm. When he curls up against her, his small body feels like a tiny hug, and it makes her smile. Whiskers' purrs mix with Tom's snores, and together they're like a lullaby, soft and steady, singing Edith to sleep. Little Alf is special, too. When he crawls into the bed, his small body is warm and soft. He's only 5, with messy hair and a sleepy smile. The cold makes him want to snuggle close, and Edith loves it when he does. She pulls him under the blanket, feeling his warmth against her side. His breathing is soft, like a whisper, and it makes the bed feel even cozier. Alf's small hands hold onto her, and Edith feels her heart grow warm, like the fire's glow. With Alf there, the bed is crowded, but it's full of love, and Edith feels safe. The goats outside are part of this cozy world, too. They're in their shed, curled up in straw, their breath making clouds in the cold air. Edith can hear their faint bleats sometimes, like a faraway song. The goats give milk for her family, and their warmth helps keep the shed cozy. Knowing they're close makes Edith feel good, like the whole village is part of her home. The goats' bleats mix with the wind, the fire, Tom's snores, Whiskers' purrs, and Alf's breathing, making a soft, sleepy song. Let's picture the room again. It's dark, with just the fire's embers glowing. The walls are rough, made of mud and sticks, but they're strong, keeping the wind out. The straw roof creaks, a soft, creaky sound like the house is settling down. Edith's bed is in the corner, with the straw mattress crinkling, the wool blanket heavy, and the sheepskin soft. Tom is beside her, snoring softly. Whiskers is at her knees, purring faintly. Alf, if he's there, is curled close, his breathing light. The room is small, but it's warm, full of life, and Edith feels safe. The bed isn't big, you know. It's just a wooden frame with a straw mattress, a wool blanket, and a sheepskin. It's not like our beds with soft pillows and smooth sheets, but it's enough for Edith, Tom, Whiskers, and sometimes Alf. The straw is lumpy, but it holds them close. The blanket is rough, but it keeps the cold away. The sheepskin is small, but it's soft, warming their feet. The bed is crowded, but it's cozy, like a nest full of warmth and love. Edith lies still, listening to the sounds around her. Tom's snores are steady like a heartbeat. Whiskers' purrs are faint like a whisper. Alf's breathing is soft like a breeze. The goat's bleats are far away, mixing with the wind's whistle. The fire crackles faintly and the roof creaks. These sounds are like a lullaby, soft and slow, making Edith's eyes heavy. She pulls the blanket closer, feeling its weight, and she yawns, a big, cozy yawn that makes you want to yawn too. The winter is cold, so cold it makes the air sharp. But Edith's bed is warm, full of the people and animals she loves. Tom's warmth is like a big, cozy blanket. Whiskers' purrs are like a tiny hug. Alf's small body is like a soft, warm gift. The goats outside are part of it too, their bleats adding to the night's song. Edith feels safe, surrounded by life, and she knows sleep is coming, like a soft, warm friend. Let's imagine the bed one more time. The straw mattress crinkles, holding Edith close. The wool blanket is heavy, smelling of sheep and smoke. The sheepskin is soft, tickling her toes. Tom snores beside her, his warmth filling the bed. Whiskers purrs near her knees, his fur soft and warm. Alf, if he's there, is curled close, his breathing light. The room is dark, with just the fire's glow, and the sounds of the night are all around. Snores, purrs, bleats, wind, and creaks. Edith sighs, her body sinking into the bed, her eyes closing, ready for sleep. As Edith drifts towards sleep, lying on her simple straw bed, the night comes alive with gentle sounds. The wind hums through the straw roof of her house, a low, steady song that feels like a soft whisper. In the shed nearby, the goats shuffle in their straw, their hooves tapping softly like tiny footsteps. A log in the fire pops, sending a small spark into the air like a little star. Somewhere far away, an owl hoots, its call soft and distant, floating through the cold night. These sounds weave together like a lullaby the village sings to itself. Edith listens, her eyes heavy, her breathing slow, and she feels cozy, like the night is wrapping her in a warm, soft blanket. Let's listen with her, nice and slow, to the sounds of the night and feel how they make us sleepy, too. Edith's bed is simple, with a straw mattress that crinkles when she moves. The mattress is lumpy, not soft like modern beds, but it's warm from her body and it holds her close, like the earth is giving her a hug. Her wool blanket is heavy, smelling a little like sheep and smoke from the fire. It's rough, but it keeps the cold away like a shield. She pulls a soft sheepskin over her feet, its fluffy fur tickling her toes, making her smile. The room is dark, with just a faint glow from the fire's embers, like tiny red stars in the corner. Edith lies still, her eyes half closed, listening to the night's gentle sounds. The wind is the loudest sound, but it's not scary. It hums through the straw roof, a low, soft song that goes on and on. The straw rustles as the wind pushes against it, making a quiet, scratchy noise like someone whispering a secret. The wind sneaks through the cracks in the walls, too, whistling softly like a tune you can't quite remember. It's a steady sound like a heartbeat, and it makes Edith feel calm. She listens to the wind's hum, her breathing slow, and it feels like the night is singing her to sleep. Let's picture Edith now, lying in her bed. The straw crinkles under her, a soft, rustling sound. The wool blanket is heavy on her chest, keeping her warm. The sheepskin is soft on her feet, like a fluffy cloud. Her husband, Tom, is beside her, his snores soft and steady, like a low drum. Whiskers, her cat, is curled near her knees, his purrs so quiet there like a whisper. The fire's embers glow, and the wind hums through the roof. Edith's eyes are heavy, and she yawns, a big, slow yawn that makes you want to yawn, too. Can you feel it? That sleepy, cozy feeling, like your body is sinking into your bed. The goats in the shed make their own sounds, too. The shed is close to the house, and Edith can hear them shuffling in their straw. Their hooves tap softly like little knocks on the ground, a gentle, steady sound. Sometimes a goat bleats, a low, soft noise like it's talking in its sleep. The straw in the shed rustles as they move, a quiet, crunchy sound like leaves underfoot. These sounds are faint, but they're there, mixing with the wind's hum like a soft song from the village. Edith listens to the goats, and they make her feel safe, like her little world is full of life. The fire in the corner is another sound in the night. It's burned low, just embers now, but it still pops sometimes. A log shifts, and there's a soft crack, like a twig snapping. A tiny spark flies up, glowing for a moment before it fades like a firefly. The fire's sound is warm, like a friend talking quietly. It's not loud, just a gentle crackle mixing with the wind and the goats. Edith loves the fire's sound because it means her house is warm, even in the cold winter. She listens to the pops and crackles, her eyes drooping, and it feels like the fire is singing her a lullaby. Somewhere outside, an owl hoots. Its call is soft and distant, floating through the night like a voice from far away. The hoot is low and round like a soft hoo-hoo, and it comes and goes, carried by the wind. The owl is in the trees beyond the village, hidden in the dark, but its sound reaches Edith's house. It's a lonely sound, but it's gentle too, like a friend calling out to say good night. Edith listens to the owl, and it makes her feel calm, like the night is watching over her. Let's imagine the room again. It's dark, with rough mud walls and a straw roof that creaks in the wind. The fire's embers glow, sending soft shadows dancing on the walls like a slow, sleepy dance. Edith's bed is in the corner, with the straw mattress crinkling, the wool blanket heavy and the sheepskin soft. Tom's snores are steady, Whisker's purrs are faint, and little Alf, if he's there, breathes softly like a whisper. The wind hums, the goats shuffle, the fire pops, and the owl hoots. These sounds weave together like a soft, cozy blanket made of noise, wrapping Edith up as she drifts towards sleep. The wind keeps humming, low and steady, through the straw roof. It's like a song that never stops, a gentle, swaying sound. The straw rustles, a quiet, scratchy noise like someone brushing their hand over dry grass. The wind whistles through the cracks, too, a high, soft note that blends with the hum. Edith listens, her breathing slow, and the wind song makes her eyes feel heavier. It's not a loud sound, just a soft one, like a mother singing to her baby. The wind is always there, part of the night, part of the village, part of Edith's home. The goats in the shed keep moving, their hooves tapping softly. The sound is faint, like little clicks, but it's steady like a heartbeat. The straw in the shed crunches as they settle, a quiet, rustling noise like leaves falling. A goat bleats, a soft, low sound like it's dreaming. Edith knows the goats are safe, curled up in their straw, their breath making clouds in the cold air. Their sounds make her feel cozy, like her family is bigger than just Tom, Whiskers, and Alf. The goats are part of it too, and their noises are like a gentle song in the night. The fire pops again, a soft crack that echoes in the quiet room. The embers glow red and warm like tiny coals. A spark flies up, glowing for a moment, then fading away. The fire's crackle is warm like a hug, and it mixes with the wind's hum and the goat's taps. Edith listens to the fire, and it makes her feel safe, like her house is alive, breathing with her. The fire's sound is gentle, not loud, but it's always there, like a friend who never leaves. The owl hoots again, far away in the trees. Its call is soft, like a whisper carried by the wind. Hoo-hoo, it says, low and round, like a question in the night. The owl's sound is lonely, but it's comforting too, like a voice saying, sleep now, it's okay. Edith listens to the owl, her eyes closing, and it feels like the night is wrapping her up, ready to carry her to sleep. Let's picture Edith's bed one more time. The straw mattress crinkles, holding her close. The wool blanket is heavy, smelling of sheep and smoke. The sheepskin is soft, warming her feet. Tom snores beside her, a steady rumbling sound. Whiskers purrs near her knees, a faint humming noise. Alf, if he's there, breathes softly like a breeze. The wind hums through the roof, the goats tap in the shed, the fire pops, and the owl hoots. These sounds are like a lullaby, soft and slow, making Edith's eyes heavy, her breathing calm. The night is full of sounds, but they're gentle, not scary. The wind's hum is like a soft song swaying through the straw roof. The goats' taps are like little footsteps, quiet and steady. The fire's pops are like warm whispers, keeping the room cozy. The owl's hoots are like faraway calls, soft and kind. Edith listens, her body sinking into the mattress, her blanket heavy on her chest. She feels safe, like the village is singing to her, telling her to rest. The wind keeps humming, low and steady, like a song that never ends. The straw roof rustles, a soft, scratchy sound like dry leaves. The wind whistles through the cracks, a gentle high note that blends with the hum. Edith's eyes are heavy now, and the wind's song makes her feel sleepy, like she's floating on a soft cloud. The sound is always there, part of the night, part of her home, and it's like a hug from the world outside. The goats shuffle again, their hooves tapping softly in the shed. The straw crunches, a quiet rustling sound like someone walking through grass. A goat bleats, a low, soft noise like it's talking in its sleep. Edith knows the goats are warm, curled up in their straw, safe from the cold. Their sounds are faint, but they're comforting, like a reminder that life is all around her. The goat's noises mix with the wind, the fire, and the owl, like a gentle song that makes her yawn. The fire pops, a soft crack that echoes in the room. The embers glow red and warm, sending faint shadows dancing on the walls. A spark flies up, glowing for a moment like a tiny light. The fire's crackle is cozy, like a warm friend talking quietly. Edith listens, her breathing slow, and the fire's sound makes her feel safe, like her house is holding her close. The pops and crackles are gentle, blending with the other sounds like a lullaby for the night. The owl hoots again, its call soft and distant. Hoo hoo, it says like a whisper in the dark. The sound floats through the night, carried by the wind, reaching Edith's house. It's a lonely sound, but it's kind, like a voice saying good night. Edith listens to the owl, her eyes closing, and it feels like the night is singing to her, telling her to sleep. The owl's hoot is part of the village, part of the winter, and it makes her feel calm. Let's imagine the room again. The fire's embers glow, casting soft light on the rough mud walls. The straw roof creaks, a quiet, soothing sound. Edith's bed is warm, with the straw mattress crinkling, the wool blanket heavy, and the sheepskin soft. Tom's snores are steady, Whisker's purrs are faint, and Alf's breathing is light. The wind hums, the goats tap, the fire pops, and the owl hoots. These sounds weave together like a soft, cozy blanket, wrapping Edith up as she drifts towards sleep. The night is cold, so cold it makes the air sharp, but Edith's bed is warm and the sounds of the night are gentle. The wind's hum is like a soft song, the goat's taps are like little footsteps, the fire's pops are like warm whispers, and the owl's hoots are like faraway calls. Edith listens, her eyes heavy, her breathing slow. She feels safe, like the village is singing a lullaby just for her. She yawns, a cozy, sleepy sound, and you can almost feel it, like you're sinking into your own bed, ready to sleep. The wind hums again, low and steady, through the straw roof. The straw rustles, a soft, scratchy noise like someone whispering. The wind whistles through the cracks, a gentle, high note. Edith's eyes are closing now, and the wind's song makes her feel sleepy, like she's drifting away. The sound is part of the night, part of her home, and it's like a soft, warm hug. The goats tap their hooves in the shed, a quiet, steady sound. The straw crunches, a rustling noise like leaves. A goat bleats, a soft, low sound like a dream. Edith knows they're safe, warm in their straw, and their sounds make her feel cozy, like her family is all around her. The goats' noises blend with the wind, the fire, and the owl, like a gentle lullaby. The fire pops, a soft crack in the quiet room. The embers glow warm and red like tiny coals. A spark flies up, glowing for a moment, then fading. The fire's crackle is cozy, like a warm friend. Edith listens, her breathing calm, and the fire's sound makes her feel safe, like her house is alive. The pops are gentle, mixing with the other sounds like a song for sleep. The owl hoots, its call soft and far away. Hoo hoo, it says like a whisper in the night. The sound floats through the dark, carried by the wind. It's a kind sound, like a good night wish. Edith listens, her eyes closed, and the owl's hoot makes her feel calm, like the night is watching over her. The hoot is part of the village, part of the winter, part of her sleepy world. Let's picture Edith one last time, lying in her bed. The straw crinkles, the blanket is heavy, the sheepskin is soft. Tom snores, Whiskers purrs, Alf breathes. The wind hums, the goats tap, the fire pops, the owl hoots. These sounds are like a lullaby, soft and slow, weaving together to make Edith sleepy. Her eyes are heavy, her breathing is calm, and sleep is coming like a soft, warm friend. The winter is cold, but the night is gentle, and Edith is safe, surrounded by the sounds of her village, drifting towards sleep. In medieval times, a long, long time ago, sleep wasn't always one big, long nap. People like Edith woke up in the middle of the night just for a little while. It was normal, like a quiet pause in the dark. Edith wakes now, her eyes opening in the blackness of her small house. Her body is used to this midnight break, this soft moment when the world is still. She lies still, her breath slow, listening to the wind hum outside. Sometimes she whispers a soft prayer, her voice like a whisper. Sometimes she checks the fire, adding a log to keep it warm. There's no rush, no hurry, just a quiet moment in the night. She might nibble a crust of bread, its taste plain but good, or stroke Whiskers' furry back, his purrs soft under her hand. Then she slips back into sleep, the darkness soft around her like a cozy blanket. Let's stay with Edith, nice and slow, in this midnight pause, and feel how calm and sleepy it is. Edith's bed is simple, with a straw mattress that crinkles when she moves. The The straw is lumpy, not soft like modern beds, but it's warm from her body like the earth holding her close. Her wool blanket is heavy, smelling a little like sheep and smoke from the fire. It's rough but warm, keeping the cold winter air away. A sheepskin lies over her feet, its fluffy fur soft and cozy, tickling her toes. The room is dark, so dark she can't see her hand, but the fire's embers glow faintly in the corner like tiny red stars. Edith lies still, her eyes open, feeling the quiet of the night. The wind is the first sound she hears. It hums through the straw roof, a low, soft song that sways like a lullaby. The straw rustles, a scratchy, whispery noise like dry leaves brushing together. The wind sneaks through the cracks in the mud walls, whistling softly like a gentle tune. It's not loud, just steady, like a friend singing quietly. Edith listens to the wind, her breath slow and calm, and it makes her feel peaceful, like the night is wrapping her up. She doesn't move yet, just lies there, letting the wind's hum fill her ears. Let's picture Edith now, lying in her bed. The straw mattress crinkles under her, a soft, rustling sound. The wool blanket is heavy on her chest, keeping her warm. The sheepskin is soft on her feet, like a fluffy hug. Her husband Tom is beside her, his snores soft and steady, like a low hum. Whiskers, her cat, is curled near her knees, his purrs so quiet they're like a secret. The fire's embers glow, and the wind hums outside. Edith's eyes are open, but they're heavy, and she yawns, a big, slow yawn that makes you want to yawn, too. Can you feel it? That sleepy, cozy feeling, like you're sinking deeper into your own bed. Edith stays still for a moment, just listening. The wind hums low and gentle through the straw roof. The straw rustles, a soft, scratchy sound like someone whispering. The wind whistles through the cracks, a high, soft note that blends with the hum. She feels the darkness around her, soft and quiet, like a big warm blanket. There's no rush, no need to hurry. This midnight break is a time to be still, to feel the night, to let the world be calm. Sometimes Edith whispers a prayer. Her voice is soft, like a breath, so quiet it barely reaches the walls. She says simple words, asking for her family to be safe, for the winter to be kind. The prayer is short, but it makes her feel good, like she's talking to someone who's listening. She whispers, "Keep Tom safe, keep Alf warm, keep us all strong." The words float in the dark, mixing with the wind's hum like a little song. Edith sighs a cozy, happy sound, and her heart feels light, like the night is holding her gently. Let's imagine Edith whispering her prayer. The straw mattress is warm under her, crinkling softly. The wool blanket is heavy, smelling of sheep and smoke. The sheepskin is fluffy on her feet, keeping them cozy. Tom snores beside her, a steady, rumbling sound. Whiskers purrs near her knees, a faint humming noise. The wind hums, the fire glows, and Edith's prayer is soft, like a whisper in the dark. Her eyes are heavy, and she feels calm, like the night is listening to her words. Edith decides to check the fire. She moves slowly, careful not to wake Tom or Whiskers. The straw mattress crinkles as she sits up, a soft, rustling sound. She pushes the wool blanket aside, feeling the cold air touch her arms. Her feet touch the dirt floor, cold and hard, sending a shiver up her legs. She stands, her movements slow, like she's floating. The fire is in the corner, its embers glowing red like tiny coals. Edith kneels by the fire, her knees on the cold floor, and picks up a log from a small pile. The log is rough, smelling of wood and earth, and she places it gently on the embers. The fire pops as the log catches, a soft crack that echoes in the quiet room. A spark flies up, glowing for a moment like a tiny star. The flames grow, small but warm, sending a soft light across the room. Edith watches the fire, her eyes sleepy, and the warmth touches her face like a gentle kiss. She sighs, a cozy sound, and feels the room get a little warmer. The fire's crackle mixes with the wind's hum like a song for the night. Edith stays by the fire for a moment, letting its glow wrap her up, then moves back to bed. Let's picture Edith by the fire. The embers glow red and warm, and the new log crackles softly. The wool blanket is back on the bed, heavy and warm. The sheepskin is waiting for her feet, soft and fluffy. Tom's snores are steady, Whiskers' purrs are faint, and the wind hums outside. Edith's hands are warm from the fire, and her eyes are heavy like they want to close. She yawns, a slow, sleepy yawn, and the room feels cozy, like a safe little world. Edith slips back into bed, the straw mattress crinkling under her. She pulls the wool blanket up, feeling its heavy weight, and tucks the sheepskin over her feet, its fur soft and warm. The fire's glow is brighter now, casting soft shadows on the walls like a slow, sleepy dance. Tom snores, Whiskers purrs, and the wind hums. Edith lies still, her breath slow, feeling the darkness around her soft and quiet. There's no rush, no hurry, just this midnight pause, this gentle moment in the night. Sometimes, Edith nibbles a crust of bread during her midnight break. She keeps a small piece by the bed, wrapped in a cloth. She reaches for it now, her fingers finding the rough, dry crust. The bread is plain, a little hard, but it tastes good, like the bread she baked herself. She chews slowly, the sound soft in the dark, like a quiet crunch. The taste is simple, but it's comforting, like a piece of her day. Edith nibbles the bread, her eyes heavy, and the wind hums outside, like it's singing with her. Let's imagine Edith eating the bread. The straw mattress crinkles under her, warm and cozy. The wool blanket is heavy, keeping the cold away. The sheepskin is soft on her feet, like a fluffy cloud. Tom snores, Whiskers purrs, and the fire crackles. The bread is rough in her hand, its taste plain but good. Edith chews slowly, her breath calm, and the wind's hum fills the room like a gentle song. Her eyes are droopy, and she feels sleepy, like the night is calling her back to rest. Edith strokes Whiskers' fur too during her midnight break. She reaches down, her hand finding his soft, fluffy back. Whiskers is curled near her knees, his gray fur warm under her fingers. His purrs are faint, like a little hum, but they grow stronger when she touches him. Edith strokes his fur, slow and gentle, feeling its softness like a cloud. Whiskers pushes against her hand, happy to be petted, and his purrs are like a lullaby, soft and steady. Edith smiles, her heart warm, and the night feels cozy, like a big, soft hug. Let's picture Edith petting Whiskers. The straw mattress is warm, crinkling softly. The wool blanket is heavy, smelling of sheep. The sheepskin is fluffy on her feet. Tom's snores are steady, the fire crackles, and the wind hums. Whiskers' fur is soft under her hand, his purrs like a quiet song. Edith's eyes are heavy, her breath slow, and the room feels safe, like nothing can hurt her. She yawns a cozy, sleepy sound and feels the darkness wrap around her, soft and kind. The wind keeps humming, low and steady, through the straw roof. The straw rustles, a soft, scratchy noise like dry grass. The wind whistles through the cracks, a gentle, high note. Edith listens, her eyes closing, and the wind's song makes her feel sleepy, like she's floating away. The sound is part of the night, part of her home, and it's like a soft, warm hug from the world outside. The fire crackles again, a soft pop in the quiet room. The embers glow warm and red, and the new log adds a gentle light. A spark flies up, glowing for a moment, then fading. The fire's crackle is cozy, like a warm friend talking quietly. Edith listens, her breathing calm, and the fire's sound makes her feel safe, like her house is alive, breathing with her. The pops and crackles are gentle, blending with the wind, and Whiskers purrs like a lullaby for the night. Edith lies back down, the straw mattress crinkling under her. She pulls the wool blanket up, feeling its weight, and tucks the sheepskin over her feet, its fur soft and warm. Tom's snores are steady, like a heartbeat. Whiskers' purrs are faint, like a whisper. The wind hums, the fire pops, and the night is quiet, soft, and cozy. Edith's eyes are heavy, her breath slow, and she feels the darkness around her like a gentle hug. There's no rush, no hurry, just this midnight pause, this calm moment in the dark. Sometimes, Edith thinks about her day during her midnight break. She thinks about carrying wood, stirring pottage, checking the goats. The thoughts are soft, like dreams, and they make her feel good, like she's done important work. She doesn't worry, doesn't hurry, just lets the thoughts float in her mind like clouds. The wind hums, the fire crackles, and her thoughts are gentle like the night itself. Edith sighs, her heart calm, and the darkness feels safe, like a warm blanket. Let's imagine Edith thinking in the dark. The straw mattress is warm, crinkling under her. The wool blanket is heavy, keeping her cozy. The sheepskin is soft on her feet, like a fluffy hug. Tom snores, Whiskers purrs, and the fire pops. The wind hums outside, a steady, gentle song. Edith's thoughts are soft, like whispers, and her eyes are heavy, like they want to close. She yawns, a slow, sleepy yawn, and the room feels cozy, like a safe little world. Edith nibbles her bread again, just a small bite. The crust is hard, but it tastes good, plain and simple. She chews slowly, the sound soft in the dark, like a quiet crunch. The bread is comforting, like a piece of her day, and it makes her feel calm. She puts the rest back in its cloth, her movement slow, like she's floating. The wind hums, the fire crackles, and Whiskers purrs. Edith's eyes are droopy, her breath calm, and the night feels gentle, like it's singing her to sleep. Edith strokes Whiskers again, her hand finding his soft fur. His purrs are faint, but they grow stronger when she pets him, like a little song. His fur is warm like a fluffy cloud, and Edith smiles, feeling his warmth against her hand. Whiskers pushes against her, happy to be close, and his purrs are like a lullaby, soft and steady. Edith's heart is warm, her eyes heavy, and the darkness feels cozy like a big, soft hug. The wind hums low and steady through the straw roof. The straw rustles, a soft, scratchy sound like dry leaves. The wind whistles through the cracks, a gentle, high note. Edith listens, her eyes closing, and the wind's song makes her feel sleepy, like she's drifting away. The sound is part of the night, part of her home, and it's like a soft, warm hug from the world outside. The fire pops, a soft crack in the quiet room. The embers glow, warm and red, and the new log adds a gentle light. A spark flies up, glowing for a moment, then fading. The fire's crackle is cozy, like a warm friend. Edith listens, her breathing calm, and the fire's sound makes her feel safe, like her house is alive. The pops are gentle, mixing with the wind, and Whiskers purrs like a song for sleep. Edith lies still, the straw mattress crinkling under her. She pulls the wool blanket up, feeling its weight, and tucks the sheepskin over her feet, its fur soft and warm. Tom's snores are steady, Whiskers' purrs are faint, and the wind hums. The fire crackles, the night is quiet, and Edith's eyes are heavy, her breath slow. There's no rush, no hurry, just this midnight pause, this gentle moment in the dark. On clear nights, when the sky is dark and open, Edith lies in her simple bed and imagines the stars above the straw roof. She can't see them from inside her small house, but she knows they're there, twinkling like tiny lights in the vast sky. The stars are bright, like little candles held by angels, watching over her village. The cold winter air makes the stars look sharper, clearer, like they're closer to the earth. Edith thinks about them, her eyes heavy, her breath slow. The darkness is deep and quiet, and she lets it pull her under, like sinking into a warm, soft sea. Let's stay with Edith, nice and slow, imagining the stars with her, and feel how cozy and sleepy the night is. Edith's bed is plain, with a straw mattress that crinkles when she moves. The straw is lumpy, not soft like modern beds, but it's warm from her body, like the earth giving her a hug. Her wool blanket is heavy, smelling a little like sheep and smoke from the fire. It's rough but warm, keeping the cold away like a strong shield. A sheepskin lies over her feet, its fluffy fur soft and cozy, tickling her toes. The room is dark, so dark she can't see the walls, but the fire's embers glow faintly in the corner, like tiny red stars. Edith lies still, her eyes half closed, thinking of the sky outside. The sky is big, so big it covers the whole world. Edith imagines it stretching over her village, over the fields and trees, over the mountains far away. The stars are sprinkled across it, like little dots of light, twinkling in the cold night. They're bright because the winter air is clear, not cloudy, and the cold makes them shine like bits of ice. Edith thinks of them as candles, held by angels, each one a tiny light watching over her house, her family, her village. She can't see the stars, but she feels them like friends in the sky, and it makes her heart feel warm. Let's picture Edith now, lying in her bed. The straw mattress crinkles under her, a soft, rustling sound. The wool blanket is heavy on her chest, keeping her cozy. The sheepskin is soft on her feet, like a fluffy cloud. Her husband Tom is beside her, his snores soft and steady, like a quiet song. Whiskers, her cat, is curled near her knees, his purrs so faint they're like a whisper. The fire's embers glow, and the darkness is deep, like a big, soft blanket. Edith's eyes are heavy, and she yawns, a big, slow yawn that makes you want to yawn, too. Can you feel it? That sleepy, cozy feeling, like you're sinking into your own bed. Edith thinks about the stars, imagining their light above the straw roof. The roof is thick, made of dry straw tied together, creaking softly when the wind blows. She can't see the sky, but she knows it's there, vast and open, full of stars. The stars are like little lights, twinkling in the dark, each one a tiny spark. Edith pictures them, her mind soft and dreamy, and the darkness feels gentle, like it's holding her close. She sighs, a cozy, happy sound, and her breath is slow, like she's floating on a quiet sea. The darkness is deep, so deep it feels like it goes on forever. It's not scary, though. It's soft, like a warm blanket wrapping Edith up. The cold outside makes the darkness stronger, but inside her bed, Edith is warm. The straw mattress is cozy, the wool blanket is heavy, and the sheepskin is soft. She thinks of the stars, their light far away, and it makes her feel safe, like the sky is watching over her. The darkness pulls her under slow and gentle, like sinking into a warm, quiet sea. Let's imagine Edith's room. It's dark, with rough mud walls and a straw roof that creaks in the wind. The fire's embers glow, sending faint shadows dancing on the walls like a sleepy, slow dance. The bed is in the corner, with the straw mattress crinkling, the wool blanket heavy, and the sheepskin soft. Tom's snores are steady, Whiskers' purrs are faint, and little Alf, if he's there, breathes softly like a whisper. The darkness is deep, but it's kind, and Edith feels cozy, thinking of the stars above. The stars are special to Edith. She's seen them on clear nights when she steps outside and looks up. They're so bright, like little fires in the sky, twinkling and shining. The winter cold makes them clearer, like they're carved into the dark. Edith can't see them now, lying in her bed, but she knows they're there above the straw roof above the village. She imagines them, each one a tiny light like a candle held by an angel. The thought makes her smile, her eyes heavy, and the darkness feels warm like a soft hug. The sky is vast, bigger than anything Edith knows. It stretches over her house, over the fields where Tom works, over the woods where the owls live. The stars are scattered across it, like seeds thrown by a giant hand. Edith thinks of them, her mind drifting, and the sky feels like a big open blanket covering the world. The stars are its lights, shining for her, for Tom, for Alf, for Whiskers, for the whole village. Edith sighs, her breath slow, and the darkness pulls her closer like a warm sea. Let's picture Edith's bed again. The straw mattress is warm, crinkling softly when she shifts. The wool blanket is heavy, smelling of sheep and smoke, keeping the cold away. The sheepskin is fluffy on her feet, tickling her toes. Tom snores, a low, steady sound like a heartbeat. Whiskers purrs, a faint humming noise like a secret song. The fire's embers glow, and the darkness is deep like a quiet, endless sea. Edith thinks of the stars, her eyes closing, and she feels sleepy, like the night is singing her to sleep. The winter is cold, so cold it makes the air sharp, but Edith's bed is warm and her thoughts of the stars are cozy. The straw mattress holds her close, the wool blanket keeps her safe, and the sheepskin warms her feet. She imagines the sky vast and dark, with stars twinkling like candles. The darkness is soft, pulling her under, and Edith lets it, her breath slow, her eyes heavy. She feels safe, like the stars are watching over her, like the sky is her blanket. The stars are like friends to Edith. She's seen them sparkle on clear nights when the moon is small and the sky is black. There's so many, too many to count, like grains of sand. The cold makes them brighter, like they're trying to shine for her. Edith thinks of them now, lying in her bed, and they feel close, even though they're far away. She imagines them above the straw roof, above the village, lighting up the night. Her heart feels warm, her eyes droopy, and the darkness is gentle, like a warm sea. Let's imagine the sky with Edith. It's big and dark, stretching forever, with stars twinkling like little lights. The straw roof is above her, creaking softly in the wind, but the sky is beyond it, open and vast. The stars are bright, like candles held by angels, each one a tiny spark. Edith's bed is warm, with the straw crinkling, the blanket heavy, and the sheepskin soft. Tom snores, Whiskers purrs, and the fire glows. The darkness is deep, pulling her under, and Edith feels cozy, like the sky is singing her to sleep. The darkness is like a sea, warm and quiet, pulling Edith under. It's not scary, just soft, like a big cozy blanket. The straw mattress is warm, the wool blanket is heavy, and the sheepskin is fluffy. Edith thinks of the stars, their light far away, and it makes her feel safe, like the sky is watching over her. She sighs, a slow, sleepy sound, and her breath is calm, like she's floating. The darkness pulls her deeper, and she lets it, her eyes closing, her body sinking into the bed. The village is quiet, wrapped in the cold night. The houses are dark, their fires low, their people sleeping. The fields are covered in snow, sparkling under the stars. The woods are silent, except for the owls hooting far away. Edith's house is part of this village, small and cozy, with its straw roof and mud walls. She thinks of the stars above, their light touching everything, and it makes her feel calm, like the village is safe under the sky. Let's picture Edith's room one more time. The fire's embers glow, casting soft shadows on the rough walls. The straw roof creaks, a quiet, soothing sound. The bed is warm, with the straw mattress crinkling, the wool blanket heavy, and the sheepskin soft. Tom's snores are steady, Whiskers' purrs are faint, and Alf's breathing is light if he's there. The darkness is deep, like a warm sea, and Edith thinks of the stars, her eyes heavy, her breath slow. She feels cozy, like the sky is holding her close. The stars are always there, even when clouds hide them. Edith knows this, lying in her bed, imagining their light. On clear nights like tonight, they shine so bright, like little fires in the sky. She pictures them twinkling above the straw roof, above the village, above the world. The cold makes them sharper, like they're carved into the dark. Edith's heart is warm, her eyes droopy, and the darkness is soft, pulling her under like sinking into a quiet sea. The sky is like a big, dark blanket covering everything. The stars are its lights, twinkling for Edith, for her family, for her village. She thinks of them, her mind soft and dreamy, and the darkness feels gentle like a hug. The straw mattress is cozy, the wool blanket is heavy, and the sheepskin is fluffy. Edith sighs, her breath slow, and the darkness pulls her deeper like a warm, quiet sea. She feels safe, like the stars are watching, like the sky is her friend. Let's imagine Edith sinking into sleep. The straw mattress crinkles, warm under her. The wool blanket is heavy, smelling of sheep. The sheepskin is soft, tickling her feet. Tom snores, Whiskers purrs, and the fire glows. The darkness is deep, like a sea pulling her under. Edith thinks of the stars, their light twinkling above, and her eyes close, her breath calm. The night is cold, but her bed is warm, and the sky is watching, singing her to sleep. Before bed, Edith sits by the fire and eats a bowl of pottage. It's a warm, thick stew made of barley, onions, and sometimes a bit of cabbage. The pottage is simple, not fancy, but it fills her belly and warms her from the inside like a cozy hug. She sips it slowly, holding the wooden bowl in her hands, feeling its heat. The taste is earthy, like the fields where the barley grows. The warmth spreads to her fingers and toes, making her eyelids heavy, like they want to close. The pottage is like a hug from the earth, soft and kind, coaxing Edith towards sleep. Let's sit with Edith, nice and slow, as she eats her pottage and feel how warm and sleepy it makes her. Edith's house is small, with rough mud walls and a straw roof that creaks in the wind. The fire burns in the corner, its flames low but warm, casting a soft glow across the room. She sits on a wooden stool, her knees close to the fire, feeling its heat on her face. The pottage is in a wooden bowl, carved from a tree, smooth from years of use. The bowl is warm in her hands, and the steam rises, tickling her nose with its earthy smell.